You should be looking for something significantly better than 118. Yeah, there's the last layer now. Almost 110, not quite going to get there. PLL parity once again. 112, much, much better from him. He's also looking to put on a run.
I'm seeing the same thing we saw in 7x7 finals last night from Lim, though, is like absolutely disaster execution on 3x3 stage. I think it was like a 102 reduction with cross-solved. It's Yao, and it takes him 10 seconds to finish with PLL parity. Great reduction, but like you can't, it's like this is the world final. 112 is not good enough, especially when you started with the 118.
So many names are still in contention. Seung-Hook Nam, one of them, 114 on his first. He's going to look for another one, trying to keep up that pace as there's a lot of good solver. Tianjun Yang from Chinese Taipei also getting 112 PR for him. 128 in the first, though. Yeah, hard to see how he's going to fit into the picture.
And we have our leader right now. Henry Lichtner is going. He is a pretty deep under the table solver, so we will.
Ladies and gentlemen, for you just witnessing the live stream right now, we're going head-to-head into the 6x6 finals of WCA World's final day. Max Park in second place right now at 113, with Henry Lichtner
it's the inverse of
at 111.
The kid has been
Max
good
is
for
really going to have to pull through if he wants
weeks.
to win first place in this
It's
event.
stuff dreams are made of, but he does need to finish the job. Yeah, Nam is going to look like he has a good one. 3x3 stage solidly. He's looking at not quite sub 110, but certainly a good continuation from the 114 he had. 113. He's solidly in second place, it seems, at the moment.
So Nam famously got his first world record in 6x6 mean about a year and a half ago. It is his only world record. He had a 107 mean, which was absolutely crazy for him at the time, and is still his best average to date. But we have, wow, Taman, 115, 110. It is really tight. It's absolutely anyone's ball game.
Wow, yeah.
And Lichtner with a 116. Okay, so it's obviously still in it, but I mean, we are so tight. Taman calls
All right, Max's second solve.
Projected. And
ooh, what if he can get a sub 1?
Sixth place right now. And 6x6, a couple parodies, a really good solve. Low 1 minute solves are possible, and all of a sudden you have gotten back in it, and Max is
trying to crush his edge pairing right now. There's still a lot of edges left. Last 4 now?
No, he's not crushing his edge pairing at all.
Oh,
this
no.
is awful.
No.
Okay, he had really easy last 4 edge case to kind of save it, but like...
He needs to come back a little bit on 3x3 stage if he's going to get sub 110. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, it could happen. No, PLL parity is going to play spoiler once again. 111 for Max. Suddenly, it feels like everyone is kind of in. Timon with 115, 110. He has a 112 mean of 2 right now. That's only half a second behind Max's mean.
No, Max got bailed out there by an easy last 4 edge.
I don't know, man.
His edges
I mean, Max is first place right now, but we gotta pull a sub 110, maybe a 103.
Like different times in this competition.
It could be possible to do a 103 here. I fully believe he can do that.
But right now, I don't know what's going
Not
on.
sure,
Like I'd expect him to be running away from this field.
But it looks like he's. It looks like
impressive.
Max could secure the win for 6x6.
I mean, yeah, it looks like there are 2 guys vying for 1 right now, and kind of 4 that are sitting in the second pack. They're looking for 3rd, maybe 2nd, if one of the guys at the top mess up. Lim, that looked like a huge exec error on the 3rd. On the 2nd Yao edge, and he's going to be put pretty far behind now.
He really needs like a 105 in this solve, and he is nowhere near the pace. I mean, definitely his chances of winning are going to be dashed. He's going to probably need a lot of help, though, from the people ahead of him to make a mistake on this last solve if he wants to get on the podium.
Yeah, if Nam continues the pace he's currently on, Lim would need 110, and this is not looking like it's going to get there. So many edges are left as he's at 54, 55 seconds now.
No, Lim flipped at 48. He's off. Like he's on pace for like over 120 right now. This is, I mean, it's just. It's disappointing. It's unfortunate. I mean, he did get the 7x7 podium last night. He's obviously very happy about that, but he's capable of a lot more.
115 coming from Dongsu Park. 118.65 is his mean, as Lim is going to wrap up now with an unfortunate, not even close. This one, PLL parity 2.
Kieran's still in it. Oh, Kieran got 112 in the second solve. So we have a few people still in it. Nam is doing well. It's Max, Taman, Nam, Henry, and Kieran are the people still in it. Everyone else is projected 18 or worse. Obviously, some of these currently lower ranked cubers could get a low 1 minute solve, but it's pretty unlikely. We have Nam and Taman on their final solves now, as everyone is on the same cadence and will be wrapping up in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, it looks like Kieran will probably finish before Nam. He's about a minute into his solve. We're looking for him to bring the cube up any second now.
Kieran wants a chance. He needs to start moving his hands upward because he's a little bit behind.
And he needs, it's not gonna do it. No, he needed 111 to overtake Nam's current pace.
That's a tough one from Kieran. He had a terrible last solve in 7x7, and it looks like the same thing is happening in 6x6. He is officially off the podium.
Out.
That's dropped 2 repeats of the exact same style of Mina 3 for Kieran.
Nam now just finishing up edges. He should be moving to 3x3. Yeah, here it is. You can see his turning has significantly improved, going a lot faster, but he's also going to end up with one that this is going to be his worst one very comfortably.
Oh, no. All right, Lichtner and Timon now. What's going to happen? Everyone is doing pretty poorly in this last solve. Timon just finished edge pairing. He's at 101 on Redux. Timon could win.
Yeah, Timon has a good chance of winning here. Can
low parity 106.
A little lucky. 112.68 is
enough to beat Max.
Time. He's going to get a 112 mean, and it's all up to Max.
Let's go switch to Henry. No, it's up to... No, we have Henry as well. Henry and Max. Henry with a good solve will lock up a top 3 finish, but it is wide open. We have no idea where Henry is at right now. And Max, with anything reasonable for him, will take the win once again. Can he stop Timon from getting back-to-back world titles? Is Henry on OLL?
Yes. Needs to wrap up the solve as soon as possible. 113.56 from Henry Lichtner. It's going to put him in 3rd
place. Henry Lichtner, 114.09. He's going to get 3rd place at his first World Championships. Congratulations, Henry, barring a 1:0.59 second, barring a 1:03 from Timofey or Emmanuel.
Or a 120 from Max, but
that's realistic. Realistically, Henry is locked up 3rd.
Yeah.
Max is 113.58 for the win, 122 for 3rd. Let's get the overhead cam on Max once he gets going. Henry is 99% chance going to be in 3rd place. Yes. Congratulations to Henry. What a meteoric rise from just a couple months ago. And Timon Koleshinsky in 2nd place currently, but Max still has to get a 113, which is no gimme. Timon could repeat as 6x6 world champ.
Timofey 114, he's going to end up in 117 mean. The podium is largely set here, actually guaranteed to be set. It's going to be 2 Americans, 1 Pole. The only question is, what is the order? It is almost certainly going to be Max Park at the top. He just needs to finish this out. 113.58 is the time to beat. Wrapping up first, all centers now.
29 second centers from Max, and Max is
he's looking good.
Those are amazing centers by anyone's standards, and Max
could win it right now.
He's on amazing pace. His edges have looked a little.
Those are some great edges, and they're all on the D layer now, so he doesn't need to do Z2 anymore.
No, this is a free. Like if he doesn't close this out, it'd be like a huge choke on this solve. Like if you give anyone all 4 edges solved on D layer at 40 seconds, it's.
Here we go. Here's the reduction now. Even Max Park has locked it up.
He should get this even with double parity.
There's the OLL parity. PLL parity now. 110.78. Max Park is going to be the world champion, his 2nd world champion title, taking it back from Timon.
Yes. I know y'all call me a Max Glazer, but seriously, this is amazing. I cannot believe he won.
Incredible job by Max Park.
Y'all are gonna tell me I'm a Max Glazer. Literally, he is the GOAT.
Congratulations. Let's definitely get Henry. Make Henry get in. Congratulations to Max Park, still proving that he is the king of big.
All right, he
6
won.
and 7 wins. A little
That's
tight in
super
the
dope.
6x6, but a dominant win in 7x7 last night.
That is super dope.
Timon Koleshinsky, just a picture of excellence. Very consistent across all of the M-by-ends, getting a 2nd place after he won after 2nd place in 7x7 last night and a win in 5x5. And Henry Lichtner from a 120 PR just a few weeks ago to 3rd on the world's podium with a 114.09. An absolutely superstar breakout performance. The world is bright for him going forward. He's clutching his heart right now with Alyssa. You can't believe it. I don't think he understands.
No, he's
so
trying
happy.
to take it in.
He's so happy.
And incredible scenes from here in the Seattle Convention Center.
Wow.
The emotions all coming over. A great story is Henry's.
All right, Max Park is your 6x6 world champion. Timon Koleshinsky in 2nd place. And rounding out the podium, Henry Lichtner, the United States, 3rd place at 6x6 in the World Championship. Henry, you competed one other time this year. You came to that competition, and your PR at the time was like above 120. You showed up, you put down a 114. You just put down a 114 now to clutch out a world championship podium. I see so much emotion. What's going through your mind right now?
Honestly, like, I thought, like, during my last solve, I started messing up so bad. Like, everyone started clapping. Like, in my head, I was just like, if I get a good solve, like, they're going to start clapping for me. Like, that's all I can think about. Like, I can't believe it. Like,
what has gone into your preparation for this moment?
Honestly, just a lot of solves. Making sure that my hardware is good. My best friend, Ethan Cho, he is really the only reason I was able to get these results. He makes his own big cubes, and, like, they really made the difference for me.
Awesome. Henry, congratulations. You have a world championship podium. 6x6. World champion podium for Henry Lickner, third place. Timon Koloshinsky in second, and your world champion, Max Park.
Max won. That is all I needed to see. Now let's head into 3x3.
We're live in Seattle, just moments away from the Square One Finals. This was probably the craziest event at NAC 2024, and it's set to be even more competitive this time around. The Americans are dominating this event with every world record average since the end of 2021 and 7 of the top 10 spots on the slate sheet. But every one of these competitors is hoping to go home with that trophy. Samir holds the current world record average at 4.63, with Hassan having recently picked up a world rank 2 4.80. These two are the pioneers of the OBLP technique. The rest of this list is packed full of veterans. Former world record holder Max Schau sits at world rank 4, one of only 2 people here to have held both the single and average world record. Daniel Karnok is hoping for his 4th straight world's podium. And don't count out Brian Johnson for a podium spot. His seemingly bottomless PBL knowledge could tip the scales with the right scrambles. You'll be familiar with Brendan Dunnigan for his accomplishments in clock, but he's notorious for his turning speed on Square One, and sits just ahead of Brian in the rankings. Will we see another American sweep like in 2023, or can someone else take the crown? There's only one way to find out. Square One starts now.
All right, we are getting set for our Square One final. These are your Square One finalists. In our 20th seed, representing the United States, Jack Pfeiffer. In our 19th seed, representing the United States, Anshu Chenaru. In our 18th seed, representing Hong Kong, China, Liu Yik-young. In our 17th seed, representing the United States, Christopher Chi. In our 16th seed, representing Israel, Guy Zarian. In our 15th seed, representing the United States, Samuel Fang. In our 14th seed, representing Canada, Isher Panun.
I'm going to be completely honest here, folks. I know nothing of Square One, so I don't even know who to look out for or what's even a good time.
In our 12th seed, representing the United States, Benjamin Gottschalk. In our 11th seed, the current Asian champion, representing China, Jiazhao Li. In our 10th seed, the 2019 world champion, representing the United States, Aiden Bartlett. In our 9th seed, representing the United States, Noah Swore. In our 8th seed, representing the United States, Dominic Cater. In our 7th seed, representing the United States, Brian Johnson. In our 6th seed, a 4-time world record holder, representing the United States, Max Schau. In our 5th seed, Placing second at the last World Championship, a former world record holder representing the United States, Daniel Karnak. In our fourth seed, the current European champion, a 4-time world record holder, representing Denmark, Rasmus Stube Detlefsen.
Was that Derby Cuber?
In our third seed, the defending world champion, a 4-time world record holder, including the current world record average, representing the United States, Samir Agarwal. In our second seed, ranked 8th in the world for this event, representing the United States, Brendan Dunnigan. And in our first seed, placing third at the last World Championship, a former world record holder representing the United States, Hassan Kanani. Good luck to all our Square One finalists.
All right, we've got a fantastic set of Square One solves in front of us at Rubik's WCA World Championship 2025. I'm Keaton Ellis. I'm going to be guiding you here with the colorful, as always, Zach Rydell. Zach, we've got Hassan Kanani, we've got Samir Agarwal, we've got a fantastic lineup here. What are we looking for?
We are looking for, we have two main stories going on. We'll start with the side stories, maybe a little less exciting. Daniel Karnak has a streak of world's podiums right now. You saw him step out onto the stage. He looks like he's seen this before, and he has. He's an experienced competitor. He knows what to expect from a world's finals. And then you have, as you saw on screen, Hassan Kanani and Samir Agarwal, incredible competitors in their own right. Both of them, both being former world record holders. Hassan finally looking to maybe cement himself in Square One history. Hassan has still yet to win a major championship, and Hassan's going to see if he can do that now. Notably absent from this final, Ryan Pilot, current Square One world record holder for single, at least. An incredible solver all around, was not able to make it into the finals.
We're going to take a look at our first solves coming out here. Max Shao getting first dibs. Doing a nice OBL there, and then looks like there might have been an execution problem with PLL.
There was a penalty there. That puzzle was not fully solved. It was a +2. That is a 9 to start out for Max. 591 to start out for Brendan. 550 from Samuel Fang. Samuel, one of the few 5-look users in this average. Samir Agarwal solving right now on the bottom right of your screen. 569 for Samir. Does not look incredibly pleased with it. Samuel Fang using objectively what is a less efficient method compared to OBL and PBL, instead doing OBL in 2 steps. So we're going to see maybe Samuel can hold on to this lead. Hassan Kanani now inspecting, Rasmus solving.
Does a quick OBL, takes some time to recognize the PBL, and it looks like he messed up the case, has to undo it.
Big pause. Hassan doing OBL prediction.
Oh, he drops the cube!
503 though, 503, that puts him into first place right now. You saw Hassan do OBL prediction. In inspection, he predicted not just if he would get parity or not in a solve, and avoided the parity, he also predicted the OBL he could get. Look at this here, incredibly smooth. This is the smoothest I think I've ever seen Hassan turn in a major championship final. I mean,
first time he pauses is when the cube is fully oriented. A bit of a drop there, doing the U2 prime near the end. Able to correct it. There's no penalty, just a little bit of a delay because of the drop. That puts him in first place right now. Looking at a tight pack of mid-5s. Sam Fang with the 550, as Zach mentioned. Samir Agarwal, Brian Johnson, Isaac Corker within a 1/10 of a second of each other.
You also have to look again down near the bottom of the list. Max Shaw, a former world record holder in Square One, has several, I believe, several championship podiums, but right now is falling short. This second scramble is going to help us guide how far we are going. We see both Samir and Brendan have their puzzles. Who's going to start inspection first? It's going to be Brendan Dunnigan. Brendan before the last round had a hardware issue. The core on his square one broke and needed a replacement piece from yours truly. Let's see if he's able to overcome some of those hardware pressures. 593 for Brendan. It is smooth. It is not fast, but it is enough for right now.
We see Samir Agarwal going very quickly after.
Big pause during cube shape, but we did see OBL done. 483 for Samir Agarwal. That's going to bring him back into it. And we see a cube coming down here for Hassan. We also see Max Shaw inspecting right now.
Max Shaw going in that top right corner of yours.
Incredibly slow execution during OBL and PBL. 820, Max Shaw might already be out of it. Hassan inspecting right now on the bottom of your screen. Now at the top. Let's see, can Hassan pull off a 4 just like Samir?
Still tracing cube shape parity, trying to make sure he doesn't get that awful case here. Does not do OBL immediately after cube shape.
609. It is.
Looks okay.
It is a plus
it's a
two.
plus
There's a
two
plus
penalty that our judge Katie Shields brings out. That means it's not going to be a 6.09, but instead is going to be an 8.09. Hassan now. It's got to be his
Remember, he
worst solve
has
if he
one
wants
to
stay in
give,
contention
and
for
that's
voting.
it right there.
Shields
All
also
the other
able to
solves
cube
have
shape
to be good
in
now.
Square one, if that means anything to you, Keaton.
Isaac Corker here, not being able to repeat the 577, getting a 9.01.
Samuel Fang with an 872 on the second. So we are maybe seeing Samuel come back down from that first solve. Brian Johnson with a 678, putting him into third in our projected rankings.
We're going to need something a little bit harder than that for Rasmus here. Doesn't look like he's able to get it.
735, that is not enough yet. Dominic Cater also with a 635 single to start things off. Still waiting to find out his second solve. And now we play the waiting game. Square one, a difficult event to scramble. We do see scramble times take some time here. We actually do have Dominic Cater here, inspecting what I believe to be his second attempt. Can Dominic keep up the pace? No stranger to these large championship finals, but never seen as a top threat. Let's see if he can change that. Very smooth OBL. Slow turning during PBL. 820 for Dominic. He's just going to brush it off. Move on to his next solve.
So many of the competitors here in this final not doing a very fast solve on this second attempt. The exceptions being Samir, Brendan, and Brian.
Speaking of Brendan
Johnson.
Third solve, very quick OBL execution.
That's extremely fast to PBL.
Very lucky though. We saw Brendan get to OBL, or get to PBL, sorry, at like 2.5 during that solve.
Right.
If we can see one of these solvers do OBL prediction, namely Hassan or Samir, on the next scramble, and then they get to PBL at maybe sub 2, and they're able to execute it fast enough, we could see an incredible time here. 540 for Brendan, done again.
We've already seen a sub 4 single this competition. The only person to be able to do it, Samir Agarwal with a 392 in the last round. Max Shaw here tracing and starting here on his third solve. Relatively fast to to PBL.
Very smooth PBL execution. That gives me hope that this scramble could be really lucky coming up here for these next competitors.
Max with the 547, hoping to bring the average back. He's got a very uphill climb here. Counting 820 is going to be a very difficult thing to overcome.
Rasmus here inspecting now. Taking his time. Rasmus also an OBLP user. Let's see if he does it here. He does. And a 543 there for Rasmus.
Rasmus overcoming the first 2 times here, able to bring himself up the ladder. Not as dire of a situation as Max Shaw.
Samir Agarwal inspecting right now and solving. Samir, OBLP, successful. Fast execution, 482 for Samir Agarwal. Easily sealing his spot right now in the lead.
483 from his previous time is now counting, breaking it by just a little bit for a 482.
If Hassan wants to see himself on this podium again, he's really got to pull it together. Brian Johnson inspecting now.
Brian Johnson, 1 solve ahead of the pack. He's on solve 4 right now.
6'11" for Brian Johnson.
So the standings right now are looking pretty interesting. Samir Aguinar, I cannot pronounce these last names, guys. I'm so sorry. Samir Aguinar is in first place right now. We're seeing a solve go down. Is that sub 3? Oh, 4.8. That's pretty good.
And it's a +2.
No, is it? Is it?
That looks like it.
So Shields raid the OK sign.
Okay,
That
then
is
it's okay.
496 for Hassan.
Oh, that's a very deceptive angle there. It looks
At
like
the very start, I wonder if we can get a replay. Hassan, yeah, you can see this pickup here.
It's insane.
Well, we were going to show it.
Imagine getting a +2. That's horrible. You would never ever want to see that in a competition.
Still being able to get a 4 on that is crazy. Brendan Dunnigan inspecting now. Solving.
Square one is such an interesting puzzle.
PBL at 3. 557 for Brendan Dunnigan. He is ecstatic with that result. It is okay.
557 makes his worst possible average 580. He's controlling his own destiny right now to get onto that podium based on the solves that we've seen.
I'm unsure what that looks like for Brendan Dunnigan's PR. He looks like he is quite close to that, or at least I believe he is.
Oh.
Seeing more and more solves come in. Daniel Karnock.
Guys, do not worry because 3x3 finals is coming around just around the corner. You do not want to miss that. That will be the most epic, most incredible thing we'll ever see in the WCA.
Pending disaster from Samir or Hassan.
Speaking of Samir, receiving his puzzle now. It is an electric square one finals here in Seattle, Washington. Let's see what our top solvers can put together.
Samir going on solve number 4 here, bringing it down to do his tracing. We've seen some good times by Brendan Dunnigan and Brian Johnson on this one. Samir's able to cement himself for a win if he gets a fantastic time here.
Miss OBLP. You saw he had one white edge out there. 538 for Samir, still fast, but he mispredicted OBL. You saw that one white edge on the very top after what he thought would be solving OBL. You got to think, even getting a 538. Yeah,
he's literally tracing it right now.
Yeah, you gotta imagine. Ooh, also see Brian Johnson here inspecting, getting ready to solve. Big pause there, extremely smooth turning. 582 for Brian Johnson. Oh, it's a +2 though. 782 for Brian Johnson.
That might actually be a +2 out of podium, depending on what happens with Brendan Dunnigan on this last solve. Brian Johnson.
Hassan Kanani now getting warmed up here. Also see in the bottom there, Dominic Cater, currently projected 4th, but still, you can see anything from this final. Hassan Kanani inspecting his 4th. Now, if Hassan can predict OBL correctly, we don't know what PBL he's going to get. It could be really lucky. Let's see.
This is the same scramble which Samir mistraced on.
No OBL prediction there. 602 for Hassan.
I think that means that, well, yeah, Samir Agarwal has won the World Championship on solve 4.
Yeah, Samir's guaranteed. Doesn't need a 4th solve. Dominic Cater with an 858. That is going to end up counting another 8 from Dominic Cater. Samir Agarwal guaranteed to be your world champion. Brendan Dunnigan inspecting now.
Doesn't know it yet. He still thinks that there's something that someone might be able to do. Doesn't have to worry at this point. This should be a victory lap for him. Brendan Dunnigan.
Very shaky going into this.
Those regrips are crazy.
He doesn't care. Brendan Dunnigan with a 580 average, currently projected 3rd.
580?
Brendan Dunnigan may earn himself on a world championship podium for square one.
The last thing to determine is Hassan's
363 for Samir Agarwal, best possible average. That is a 5:01 second average. I mean, it's a victory lap. I mean, we knew he had it locked in.
40 seconds is insane.
But to do it in stunning fashion. We could see here, it is not guaranteed. If Hassan gets his worst possible time on this average, we are going to see Brendan Dunnigan in 3rd place and Brian Johnson in 3rd. Hassan needs a time better than 7:59 to be able to guarantee his podium here.
Incredible solve by Samir. showing it again on the stream, instantly getting up and celebrating.
Rasmus
He
also
knows
inspecting
he won.
this. Rasmus, an OBLP user, might be able to find the same solution that Samir just did. Let's check it out.
Rasmus needing a really good solve here.
Does the OBLP. Big pause before PBL. It won't be enough. 568 for Rasmus.
That's a 615
wait, Haase tracing now. Can he do it?
Haase needs a good solve in order to stay on the podium.
No OBL prediction.
That's
but
enough.
a 513, that's enough for Haase Kanani. Second place at the World
Championship. Place at Worlds with a 539 average.
And not only that, Brendan Dunnigan with, I believe, his first major championship square one podium with a 580 average. Hasan Kanani in second place with 539, and Samir Agarwal taking it with the best solve that we saw this entire finals. 501 for Samir Agarwal. The hometown hero is able to bring it home.
This is a permutation of the podium from the second round. Samir able to take it even on solve 4 with the Victory Lab with a 363. An incredible set of solutions.
I was going to say square one finals is electric as always. We do still have some solvers still looking to go. More names coming in throughout the average. But again, an incredible showing. Let's run it back one more time. Look at this. Smooth cube shape canceled right into OBL. A 8-slice PBL there for Samir Agarwal. A couple slices from greatness. And man, has he earned a spot at the top of that podium again. Back-to-back world champion.
You don't see that very often here in the world stage with some of the fastest solvers out there. Samir, even despite having a mess up on the fourth solve, mistracing OBLP.
They tried, it wasn't enough. Samir Agarwal, again, your world champion, followed by Hasan Kanani in second and Brendan Dunnigan in third place. Incredible showing from all of our square one solvers. We do see Daniel Karnock was not able to keep up that world's podium streak, but like all good things, it must come to an end at some point. I am sure Brendan Dunnigan feels ecstatic in third place. Hasan Kanani finally showing himself on a world's podium like in incredible fashion. That is the smoothest and least shaky I've seen Hasan turn in a major championship final ever. And now to the world champion, Samir Agarwal with Alyssa Esperaz. Take it away.
Entry for your VIP passes, the 16 competitors that are in the 3x3 final. And I'm going to let you know after the interview where to meet. Go ahead, Alyssa.
Samir Agarwal, you are at your hometown Worlds. You are the defending world champion, and now you are once again the world champion for Square One. How's it feel?
It feels really surreal. I'm very thrilled and ecstatic for this opportunity.
First round, third place. Second round, third place. But this is the one that matters, and you are the world champion. Walk me through this day, and as you were going through this day, how you were preparing for this moment.
So I was actually reviewing some OBLP cases earlier today, just hoping in case they happen to come up that I can pull through on them. And funnily enough, I got one of them and got it wrong, but I guess it didn't matter. The average still panned out really well, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity.
Awesome. Give me some thank yous and shout outs that you want to give. You're at home, but I'm sure there's people in the crowd and watching at home that you want to give a shout out to.
Thank you to my parents right here. Very thankful. Thank you to Dylan Baumbach. He has been with me this entire competition, and I would not be here without him. And thank you to all my close friends and everyone who supported me along this incredible journey.
Samir Agarwal, you are the Square One world champion. Congratulations.
This is 3x3 Blindfolded. It all comes down to accuracy and recall. Leading the pack, Tommy Cherry, the reigning world champion and world record holder. His dominance has shaped the post-COVID era of blind solving, but the gap is closing. Charlie Eggins, a rising force with a former world record and near podium finish at Worlds 2023, now has his eyes locked on the top step. Their showdown could define a new generation. Well, not if the rest of the field has their way. Jeff Park, a former world record holder with something to prove, returns with renewed form after years of heartbreak on the final stage. The Argentinian Manuel Gutmann, the 2019 world champion, looks to be the first to repeat. Noah Swore, Stanley Chappell, Gianfranco Huanqui, veterans, tacticians, solvers who thrive in silence, each capable of brilliance when it matters most. 3 attempts each, best single wins the gold. This is the 3-blind final, and it starts right now.
Only 2 finals remain here at the 2025 version of the Rubik's WCA World Championship. Manu Singhal and former world champion Kevin Hayes to take you through the 3x3 blindfolded final. We saw some incredible results from Charlie Eggins in blind round 2, almost getting a world record mean with a 12.296, followed up by a 13 flat, and then unfortunately DNFing the third by just a single move. He only needed 16.15 to get the world record instead. Not quite getting there, but still first seed into this final. Remember, it is a best of 3 event.
Absolutely, it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be fast, and Charlie's looking amazed, very poised, ready to win. Although Tommy, we all know, with a world record mean of 3 in the Korea finals, he is no stranger to performing amazingly at World Championship finals. It's the veteran versus the new kid.
Exactly. Now, everyone, because it's 3x3 blindfolded, we will need to be quiet, but first, we will introduce all of our finalists. Alyssa.
These are your 3x3 blindfolded finalists. We're going to wait for 1 second before we call them out.
进入决赛的中国选手，请到成绩录入区领取2张 VIP 门票，之后到赛场外等候集合。进入决赛的中国选手王艺恒、耿轩一、曹启贤，请带你的家长到成绩录入区领取2张 VIP 门票，之后请到赛场门口集合。谢谢。
Okay, these are your 3x3 blindfolded finalists. In our 20th seed, representing Spain, Iker Carasso Ruiz. In our 19th seed, representing New Zealand, James McDermott. In our 18th seed, representing Australia,
we got
Michael Tripodi.
Edenic in the chat. Yes, that could be you one day. Literally hyping up the crowd.
Our 17th seed,
Let's see what we got for 3x3 World Finals. It's going to be a very quiet event, but it's going to be really exciting to see who wins.
In our 16th seed, representing Poland, Krzysztof Bober. In our 15th seed, representing Denmark, Martin Adal. In our 14th seed, representing the United States, Ryan Pilot. In our 13th seed, representing the United States, Graham Siggins. In our 12th seed, a former world record holder representing Canada, Jake Clausen. In our 11th seed, the current South American champion, a 3-time world record holder representing Peru, Gianfranco Huanqui. In our 10th seed, placing 3rd at the last World Championship, representing the United States, Liam Chen. In our 9th seed, representing Germany, Jens Harber. In our 8th seed, representing the United States, Calix Tang. In our 7th seed, representing Israel, Ben Barron. In our 6th seed, the 2019 world champion, representing Argentina, Manuel Gutmann. In our 5th seed, a 5-time world record holder representing the United States, Jeff Park. In our 4th seed, today he became the 4th person to be a 3-time consecutive world champion in 4x4 blindfolded, in the 4x4 blindfolded event. Representing the United States, Stanley Chappell. In our 3rd seed, he placed 3rd at the 2022 North American Championship, representing the United States, Noah Swore. In our 2nd seed, your current North American champion, the defending world champion, and 11-time world record holder, including the current average and single, representing the United States, Tommy Cherry. And in our 1st seed, the current Oceanic champion, a former world record holder, representing Australia, Charlie Eggins. Once again, we remind you to remain silent throughout the duration of this round. Good luck to all of our finalists.
And there you see it. It's going to be the battle of these two titans, Charlie Eggins, Tommy Cherry, and perhaps some others who are looking to play spoiler or at least get onto the world championship podium. 3x3 blindfolded. You'll notice, as you can hear from the crowd mics, significantly quieter now. The crowd has calmed down. You shouldn't hear any applause, as it takes a lot of concentration to solve the entire cube blindfolded. You see Tommy here doing a practice solve.
What's also interesting about this event is that the entire thing, start to finish, is going to take only about 8 minutes. These blind solvers, very interestingly, love to just instantly get into the solve. Almost no prep time, obviously no inspection. The inspection time is part of the event. Memorize, put the blindfold on, and solve. All on timer. I think we have Tommy getting his solve first.
And of course, Tommy, one of the legends in the 3x3 blindfolded event, just absolute nerves of steel. Manuel Gutmann.
We're looking for just a 6-second memorization is usually pretty standard, and 5 is usually indicative of an amazing solve.
Yeah, just like that. That's pretty solid. Can he continue it and get at least a success? Yes, 16.87. That's a good start for him. 16.05. Will it be a +2? Yes, a +2. Unfortunately for Noah Swore, placed 3rd at the North American Championships last year. Tommy Cherry. Seems like the scramble was pretty decent. That was a 5-second memo.
By far the fastest memorization in the field, but a lot of lockups.
Yeah, we saw some of that in...
Oh,
and no, there's no way. His centers don't look like they're solved at all. Just completely missliced. Unfortunately, not able to take advantage of whatever that good scramble may have been.
Honestly, we talk about in blindfolded, you have the chance of triple DNF. You have to be careful in rounds 1 and 2. But these competitors are looking for a top 3 finish, and they know a bad solve might as well be a DNF. There is no reason not to go for broke every single time.
Yeah, here's Charlie Eggins in your main view, another legend. Graham Siggins in the top right. Charlie, of course, as we mentioned earlier, on WR mean pace. What can he do with this scramble that seems pretty good? Just under 6 seconds of memo. He also made an exec error. Will that continue? That looks good on edges. Should be solved. 16.62. He's currently...
Okay, that looks really good, guys.
Yeah, but just barely. And we saw
16 seconds?
Very fast.
That's what you need to do in order to be good in blindfold. That's what you need. That's insane.
Indicative of about a 13-second solve.
Yeah, we have times for about half of the field. Roughly half DNFs have gotten successes. 30.08 by Michael Tripodi, the slowest of them, but he at least has 1 time on the board.
There's almost guaranteed to be a couple competitors who triple out in this round. The rate of DNFs will definitely be much higher in a Worlds final where there's no reason to ever safety, and you know the competition's so fierce you have to blitz it out.
Yeah, here we go. Here's Emmanuel Gutmann. Now he's done it before. Can he do it again? No, this one is quite slow, and he's forgotten his memorization, unfortunately. Looks like it's not going to work out for him anyway.
It's interesting about this, too, as well. When you have a success at 16, it's a little bit of that cushion as well. You know that maybe on a bad day, that's good enough. You can, we say it, are already going for broke, but you can go for even more broke.
Indeed, perhaps even a world record. No, for DNF, he has an 18, currently sitting in third, but he's going to want a bit better than that. For insurance, Calix Tang, United States, 18.
There is a lot at stake right now, guys.
Side of the podium.
This is a little bit insane.
So far, we're almost halfway through. And the best off was a 16.6. Tommy and Charlie at the same time.
Oh, wow. Incredible stuff. Tommy Memo at 6. Checking slightly faster.
They're almost on identical pace, but Tommy,
Tommy needs to get a success here. It's a pretty slow one. It's not even a success anyway. It's going to come down to solve number 3 for Tommy. Can he defend his world champion title?
This looks
for Checkins also.
This looks to be a brutal scramble set. So far, we're halfway through the round now. The best solve is 16.6. Tommy got 3 14s in the Korea.
Something is crazy on blind, but I believe you.
He's a competitor who is
I believe.
under pressure, produces diamonds out of thin air. He's done it at U.S. Nationals, at Worlds.
I know what I'm seeing right now. There's no way anyone is aware that 18.05 is
No
a
way.
podium spot.
Right.
That is
Right.
I think a crazy slow solve for a podium at the World Championship. That would have been slow for a podium spot in Korea. Jeff Park is sitting right now at long execution. Jay Perman to finish it out 17.6. He's in third place.
Right. To him, it's just another, it's like a walk in the park, but that might be a bronze medal solve right there.
I know, he's probably thinking, okay, 17.6, I'm probably sitting in 6th, maybe 5th, but third place, wow.
Yeah, Noah Swar now. He just got bumped. Can he recover? No, the exact, it is a success, but it's a little too slow. 18.05 is going to be the best, and he is out.
Yeah, guaranteed how we can already eliminate people. We have Manuel on his third solve as well. He's currently sitting in second, but definitely wants to improve to get some cushion or maybe take over first.
Oh, this is a good-looking solve, too. 15.24. That might be good enough for the world champion title, but not if Charlie Eggins and Tommy Cherry have something to say about it. They still have a chance.
Remember, the blindfolded is a very scramble-dependent event, and it looks like the first 2 were absolutely terrible. If this third one is even a normal scramble, which by the looks of it, it might be, this might turn into a best of 1 on the last solve.
Oh, man. For Tommy, it all comes down to this. It is do or die right now. He will either win the world championship or bust.
I mean, he could get second or third.
There's no reason for him to, though.
You're right. 15.2 is not a terrible time. It's for a decent scramble, though. It's no problem for him at home to beat that, but we are certainly not at home.
Charlie looking over, he's realizing that both him and Tommy would be solving at the same time if he started. Looks like he's actually going to wait for Tommy, perhaps. Yes, Tommy going first.
Yeah, Tommy looks nervous. I would be too.
6.7 memo. Can he clutch it up here to win the world championship back-to-back?
Be a crazy execution here if he wants to do it, but he...
Oh my goodness, Tommy Cherry with a 14.64. He's in the lead once again. It all comes down to Charlie.
He can't even believe it. He doesn't even believe 14.6 is first.
There's no way.
Assumed 14 is not a winning time, but it might be. Can Charlie get 14.6 to steal the world title?
On what looks like might be a really good scramble, a cup falls in the distance. It all comes down to this. Some poor exit from Charlie. Can he finish it for the world champion title? Yes, he does. 14.43. He's won the world's champion title. 2 14s. 15.24 is third. Incredible stuff from Charlie Eggins, Tommy Cherry, Manuel Gutmann. Those are your medal holders so far.
Absolutely amazing stuff. It did look like that last scramble was a little easy. Maybe we can get Stanley Chappell's last solve. He does have a chance to pull something crazy.
16-11.
That's not terrible from him, but oh, never mind. It was a DNF. Is there anyone else who could possibly break into
Calix?
Jake got DNF. I think it's almost certain. Jenkins, Tommy Cherry, Gutman. We will wait and see for the final solves to get entered, but it should only be a matter of time before the results become official. It came down to that last solve, just one normal scramble. And how fast can you execute? They both had poor memorizations into very strong executions.
So we have cameras on everyone here. Calix Tang, I think, is going to be the final one to solve.
The camera's flying around trying to find anyone who's still remaining.
He certainly has a chance, but it's going to be an uphill battle. It seems like it's going to be at least a normal, if not better than normal, scramble. 15:27 is his PR. He would need something incredible here.
He needs a PR just to get on the podium. Like, this is a complete opposite from World Championships in Korea. I mean, actually, I guess Korea, Tommy just blew away the field, but you had 3 14s there, and now a 14-4 single is the winning time.
Who's it going to be? Charlie to win the World Championship, or will Calix snatch it away? Can Calix get on the podium?
Not a bad execution or memorization.
Yeah, high 6 to low 7. His turning is looking pretty good right up until corners. And that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Calix, unfortunately, unable to finish it off.
We're still waiting on a couple results to come in. Oh, that's it.
That should be it.
We saw Calix's last solve. That's it. Congratulations to Charlie Eggins. He is the world champion in 2025.
Amazing stuff. Former world record holder needed to snatch it at the 11th hour. Tommy Cherry almost did it himself. 14.64 after going.
It takes going sub 15. Sub 15. That's what I average barely on 3x3 by looking at it. And you need to average that in blindfolded to win Worlds. That's absolutely insane.
And he can take his place on the throne. Incredible stuff.
Oh, Tommy knows he lost. He's sad. It's a tough one. Obviously, is the defending champion from Korea, world record holder. Congratulations to Charlie Eggins, Rubik's Cube blindfolded world champion for the first time.
Oh man, the Aussie crowd here is ecstatic. So many Australians came all the way out to Seattle to root for their fellow Roos. And it's Charlie Eggins, the young gun, came onto the scene, former world record holder and now world champion. An incredible resume he's piling up.
Still a good job from Tommy Cherry getting that second place. Obviously not quite the result he wanted, but at least he's still taking home some hardware.
You're the world champion. How's it feel?
Feels insane, dude. I can't believe it.
Last Worlds, you were in Korea, fell off the podium, not even a world championship podium at all. You come back 2 years later and you take the world championship by 0.2 seconds. What went into that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been practicing a lot for about the last 4 months. I've been like tracking it every day on like a spreadsheet, seeing my trend line, seeing my improvements. So yeah, just really glad that it came out in the finals when it mattered.
I know you have lots of people here with you in Seattle, also a bunch of people back home watching. Give me the shout outs and thank yous.
Yeah, thank you so much to my family. Thank you so much to obviously Rubik's and the Cubicle for helping me get here, getting me cubed and everything like that. Thank you to some of my friends, like stayed up until like 2:30 in the morning to watch my solves. So yeah, big thank you to everyone that helped this happen.
Charlie Eggins, 3x3 blindfolded world champion. Congratulations, Charlie.
Alright folks, we just finished 3x3 blindfolded, and up next, in the next maybe 5-20 minutes, we should have 3x3 finals. The top 20 cubers in the world head to head to see who is the #1 champion in 3x3. This is gonna be insane. Alright, my predictions going into this. I'm calling it right now. Max will be in 3rd place. Timon will be in 2nd place. And Yihang will be in 1st place. I'm calling it right now. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yihang has all the capabilities. I think maybe Max might get 2nd. I think Max is going to get a world record single. It could be possible. We've seen him get like a 2.8 before. So I think it's possible now. We'll see. So the three main people to look out for in this competition are Yi Hang, Max Park, Luke Garrett, Matty Hipoya, Timon Choslinski, and some other people. I know I butchered their last names. Once again, I'm sorry.
And then there were one set of finals left to rule them all. An incredible block we've seen here, day 4 of the Rubik's WCA World Championships. Before we get on with 3x3 finals, let's recap some of the world champions, the newest world champions. First, the skew block, Ignacy Samolenski of Poland, 1.64. Incredible consistency from him, just taking it over Dominic Radici and Zain Kanani.
Needed to clutch it on the last solve with the 1.64. Extremely tight podium here. Less than a tenth of a second between Ignacy and a third place.
Going on to 6x6 final, of course, there was only one person who was ever going to win. Max Park, of course, of the United States. One of the greatest solvers of our generation, especially when it comes to big cubes. 111 was his mean. Timon Kolosinski in second with a 112.86 mean. Fabulous stuff from him. An incredible solver in his own right. And Henry Lickner, a breakout star over the last several weeks, 114.09.
PR average in round 2 in order to make it into the finals at one of these top seeds. Has had some trouble with pressure in the past, was able to bring it back here, needed to clutch it on the last solve, and was able to with an incredible 113.56.
As I mentioned earlier, did not want to sit in the stream station in round 2. Perhaps that helped him get a different seating, and well, it doesn't matter. The results speak for themselves. 6x6 podium, 2 Americans, and 1 Pole. Square 1 finals. Now this one, a full sweep by the Americans once again for the second World Championship in a row. Samir Agarwal, Hassan Kanani, Brendan Dunnigan, 501, 539, 5.80.
Really goes to show how important community is. These guys able to work together, able to generate algorithms together, compete together. And that really shows here. 7 of the top 8 are from the United States. Brendan Dunnigan, his first Square 1 podium at a major championship, and it comes on the world stage. Hassan able to perform at the top level as well and bring in a silver. And Samir Agarwal, back-to-back world champions in his hometown of Seattle. I saw his parents out earlier. They are thrilled as well.
Huge shout out to Brendan Dunnigan from my region of Southern California. 2 pieces of hardware here at Worlds 2025. All right, and the final that you all just saw, 3x3 blindfolded, an incredible test of patience, skill, memorization, execution, every single positive adjective you can name. And who else would come out on top? Charlie Eggins of Australia. He's done it before, getting the world record single, and now he can add world champion to his resume.
It all came down to the last solve with definitely the best scramble out there. Manuel Gutmann finishing his time first, the 15:24. We saw Tommy Cherry after that, and we're all jumping for joy here. And then Charlie Eggins coming in, 14:43, an incredible way to finish this blindfolded final.
Just incredible stuff. Shout out to Michael Tripodi from the commentary booth, getting 8th place, making it into the 3x3 blindfolded finals. He was originally supposed to commentate in my position, but instead was out there smashing records and such.
Too good.
He's just way too good, man. Great work to Tripodi. Whew. 16 finals have come and gone. 4 days of competition. There is one more block left. 3x3 finals. 16 competitors are left. Who will become the world champion? And of course, during our closing ceremonies, we will have a very special announcement from the WCA. You'll want to stay tuned for that as well. For now, we'll kick it to a short break. Get your popcorn, get your ice cream, get comfy in your seats. It will be 90 minutes of non-stop action here on the world stage in Seattle. We'll see you all soon. And don't forget, we'll have a very special guest joining us as well.
think we're starting now, guys. Is it 3x3 World Finals?
This is it. 691
Oh
days
my
of
God.
work have brought us to the pinnacle of competitive speedcubing. 43 years of history, 9 world champions, each of their names forged in fire, with one question on the minds of everyone amidst the most anticipated world championship of all time. Who will be the 10th? A back-to-back European champion, already a legend in speedcubing's lore, looks to cement himself by finally taking home the ultimate title. The single greatest anomaly the Rubik's Cube has ever seen seeks to bring the title home to China for the first time in history, but so does a name that defines history. 9-time and reigning world record holder Yi Hang Wang, who has the opportunity of a lifetime to bounce back from a day he surely hasn't forgotten. But the World Championship final is not a very forgiving stage. One moment, one mistake, 1/100th of a second can be the difference between heartbreak and greatness. A stage where defending world champion Max Park has thrived. And now, he looks at a chance to take home his 3rd world title, something done by no one else in history. A moment that defines a generation, the ultimate test of whether a new name belongs among the greatest to ever live. This is the main event. Welcome to 3x3 Finals at the 2025 World Championship.
This is it.
Where the 16 fastest Rubik's Cube solvers on the planet fight for the most coveted title in all of cubing, with one goal in mind: to become champion of the world.
$1,823 people entered this edition of the
Wow,
World
1,000
Championships here in
people.
Seattle. Only 16 remain. They are all vying for the title of world champion, and only one can prevail. Who will it be? We have 90 minutes to find out. Manu Singhal, joined by former world record holder Keaton Ellis and 2-time world champion Felix Zemdegs.
Felix is the GOAT.
We have an incredible final ahead of us, my friends. 16 of the world's greatest speedcubers have all gathered here, and they are all hungry
It's
for
going to be insane.
glory.
This is...
Folks,
oh,
what do you
I'm worried.
expect? What are we going to see?
Well, we had the usual 16 suspects.
Wow.
The people that we thought would make the final actually did make the final.
There
Everyone was
is no
able
way.
to perform at the level that we were expecting them to. So it means we're going to see essentially the fastest solvers in the world.
Yeah, we're going to see some incredible action. I mean, I'm nervous just sitting here. I don't know how you guys are feeling. I'm expecting a super exciting final, as is always the case in these World Championship finals. It always comes down to the tiny moments, the +2s, the timer, no, the +2s and incidents and things. Anything can happen, really.
Anything could happen today, folks.
It's all going to go crazy. You still have
We
some
might see a
time
world
to
record
tell your
happen,
friends,
guys.
Tell your family to pop on over to the World Cube Association YouTube channel. Let's recap the semifinal and how these 16 finalists got here, starting with the 16th last person in, Olaf Kuzminski of Poland, the 12th seed coming into this competition, making it in with a 6.18, slightly faster than we had predicted. We were thinking 6.3 would be the cut, 6.18 instead.
Yeah, Olaf popping off after his 4th solve, sorry, with a 6.23, knowing that he's likely going to make it with those times. And he's just barely sneaking in at 16th place.
Yeah, Kaiwen Wang representing Chinese Taipei, 6.13. Great effort from him. We were mentioning incidents earlier. Seonghuk Nam, unfortunately, a little too familiar perhaps, but 6.11 looking for glory. I'm very, very happy to see him here. Mari Hiroru Inaba at 13th, much lower than I think people would have predicted, 6.10, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. He made it into finals.
Yeah, Mari competing not on the main stage. He placed 25th in that second round of 3x3, but does not matter. As long as you make the finals, you have a chance for the glory.
Alexei Svetkov and Neo Juarez are the 2 rowers. They will not be using CFOP or any other variant. They have an entirely different method, yet still shining on the world stage. 609, 5.96 for them. Keaton, what did you see from their solves?
It's a little bit harder to get lucky in Ru in the same sense as CFOP, but it does mean that you get fairly consistent.
This is it, 3x3 finals, guys. We're about to announce the people coming in. Max Park has to win this. I was kidding. Yi Hang is going to win this, guys.
Last year, 6.08. He came into his own on the greatest of stage when it counted. And of course, Theodor Zeider from Poland. the Polish prodigy, as I like to call him, 5.77, one of the few people in the world to have a sub-5 average. Just absolute gold so far.
Yeah, Tador needing a good time on that last solve in order to clutch, making it into finals. Did so. Again, another big pop-off from him. We'll see him in the 9th seed.
Yeah, and he's looking to definitely improve his ranks, as is very likely Qixian Cao of China. She got the female world record average earlier in the competition, 5.07. Here with a 5.76, an incredible 4.33 second solve on the 5th. I think that was the fastest amongst anyone in the semifinals. 5.76 her average. Amazing stuff, making the top half of the 3x3 finalists.
Yeah, Qixian needed to clutch it on the last two. We talked about her during semifinals, potentially fading with a couple of 6s, but bringing it back with a 499 and counting it is what brought her to the top 8.
I was going to say a surprising amount of the competitors we saw in the semifinals kind of had that hanging solve, the 8, the 9. I know Maddie had it, Qixian there as well. I think Olaf, Timofey starting with a 9 as well. Really required a clutching out on the 4th or 5th solve in the semi-final, and so yeah, you would have seen a bunch of really excited reactions.
Felix mentioned Timofey, the tiny titan out of Russia. He has a fantastic performance. He's looking to improve. Then the trio of Americans, actually the U.S. team from Nations Cup, Max Park, Luke Garrett, Luke Greiser, all with the mid to low 5s, and then the top 3, and what I think is most likely to be the podium, Yiheng Wang, Chuan Yigang, and Timon Kolisinski.
Yeah, these guys have the potential for sub-5 averages very frequently. Yiheng and Chuanyi showing it here. Timon,
yo, that one guy, 2067, what's up? Welcome to the chat. We're about to witness 3x3 finals. Unfortunately, no, I wasn't able to go. I got hit with some personal emergencies. I was going to go, but I didn't end up going, so instead we are reacting to the live show.
We are just getting ready to cue over to the announcers who will be setting us up, setting the stage for perhaps the greatest finals in SpeedCubing history.
Okay, I think we're about to announce the competitors, guys.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. First, a couple of announcements, and then we are going to begin our 3x3 final. I'd like to make a couple of announcements first, thanking our sponsors for this event. Thank you to the WCA, the Rubik's, and the Cubicle. Without their financial support, the Rubik's WCA World Championship 2025 would not occur. I'd also like to thank a number of people who are going to be participating in the actual finals here. Our judges, scramblers, and runners. Our red judge for the first half of the 3x3 finals will be Shelly Chang. I should note all of these people are organizers of the competition, and for many of us, the first time we have been on stage in a while. Red scrambler in the back is Michael Young. Our red runner is Walker Welch. Our red checker is Matthew Dickman. On the blue stage, our blue judge will be Zach Garber. Our blue scrambler is the lead organizer of U.S. Nationals, Tim Reynolds. Our blue runner is Jacob Ambrose. And our blue checker is James Hildreth. One last note, keep the aisles clear, keep your flashes off. Please, please check right now, turn your flash off if you are taking a picture. Also, we have lots of people taking professional pictures. You will be able to see pictures. Do not have your flash on. Other than that, Kevin, let's get started.
Yihang Wang, Timosh Hudzinski, Max Park, and other top delegates are ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-3 series to the World Championships. Kevin Hayes is doing the announcements. Oh my god.
We have 16 competitors competing for our first prize of $5,000 and the world title.
Yo, $5,000? That's insane, bro. Insane, bro. That's insane, bro.
With our 16th seed. He is a 33-time
Hey, what's up, DM Cuber? Can't stream today. What's happening? 3x3 finals is happening right now. Welcome to the stream, DM Cuber. He's here. Olaf Trunczynski with a personal record of 4.38 seconds and a 5.33 average, ready to go head-to-head in this World Finals.
In our 15th seed, 14-time 3x3 national record holder and 2023 national champion
Max Park.
from Chinese Taipei, Kaiwen Wang.
Oh, Kaiwen Wang. Putting in his cube, ready to go in to start scrambling. Kaiwen Wang with a personal best of 415 and an average of 579, ready to go head-to-head in the World Championship Finals. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's 7,000 people watching the actual live stream. Imagine if those 7,000 people were on my live stream. That'd be insane.
Kaiwen Wang, Olaf Kuzminski to kick off this 3x3 finals here in the Seattle Convention Center.
Okay, we're starting for the first solve of the day. I mean, anything could happen in the top 16. Anything could happen.
Some amazing solving is about to happen over the next hour and a half or so, as the competitors get started. Olaf to solve first as the 16th seed. He's got the yellow cross.
All right, here we go.
Bottom. Let's see what he can do. A edge also connected.
It's really fast.
Give him an advantage during his F2L stage onto ZBL recognition. Needing to do
6.6. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, but
6.62.
it's all right.
6.62.
So we'll be able to take a look at the replay here. Olaf starting with the yellow cross. He's a white-yellow solver. Now we get our first look at the scrambles, and these will be very important for this final. Some of our competitors will be solving on the white and yellow cross. Some will be solving on all 6 colors, potentially, or starting their solve on any of the 6 colors, and that can play a big part in
Hey, what's up, Darcy Chen? Welcome to the chat. We're watching a head-to-head finals, Rubik's Cube World Championships right now.
But a solid start nonetheless. But the scramble itself, I couldn't tell to begin with. Didn't look particularly fantastic.
We're starting on the solve.
Let's see what Kaiwen is going to
Fast
do.
hands, fast hands.
Instead, looking pretty fluid through the first part.
Okay, 6.84.
To kick off things for him.
6.84.
It looked like what Kaiwen did there was an insertion to skip OLL. Adding a couple of extra moves to insert his last pair and skipping the OLL, which is a nice little maneuver. A little bit old school from Kaiwen. It looked like a rotationless solve as well until that last pair, as you see there, and then finishing with the R permutation.
Of course, you don't want to be making many rotations as it just takes up time and doesn't actually make any moves. And you'll see some of that rotation avoidance from some of our solvers here tonight. Olaf now on scramble number 2. On white-yellow, what can you find? Looks like there's, the two yellow edges are oriented but not solved relative to each other, so it's going to go for white cross instead now. Pretty fast through the first 2 pairs. Now into the last one, and ZB once again.
7.195. This might not be it.
F2L means that you're going to be spending a lot of time moving around the cube without doing any turns and making any progress.
he had a lot of his last layer pieces in that top layer when he started his F2L, which always makes it harder to recognize those F2L pairs.
This is going to be one hell of a finals here. The competition gets more and more intense the higher we go on this bracket. It's going to be insane.
When he's on pace and puts a smooth solve together, he can pull out some amazing times.
Kaiwen now. Kaiwen is able to use other colors, but definitely prefers to use white and yellow primarily. Kaiwen also was the formerly WR4 for 3x3 average. You can kind of see some
That's
of those
pretty good.
things here. Very
5 seconds off. Oh, it's a 6.1.
Yeah,
6.17.
Slight lock up on the PLL there. That was pretty smooth otherwise, and some really nice pinch moves for the OLL there from Kaiwen Wong.
Yeah, fairly efficient G-perm right there. A little bit of a mess up on the U layer.
G-perms are like the worst PLLs. I swear.
A practice solve now before receiving the third scramble. Of course, all competitors have about a minute to get themselves composed, get ready, before they must begin the attempt. Olaf using that time, getting a quick swig of water, composing himself. It is the world stage, the greatest of all stages. Ooh, right off the bat. Doesn't look fantastic to me. We'll hear from Keaton and Felix what they think about this scramble. Yeah, it looks like Yellow Cross is going to be the choice now. Having to do a lot of F moves to orient pieces. And there we go, soon just into J-perm. 5.88, his best solve so far.
That's an excellent set of last
That was really good.
From Olaf right there. We can take a look at it again. The F12 looked okay. Little bit of a jerky kind of motion there, doing a couple of F moves and getting jammed, but a nice finish.
Really good transition. Now remember, all of the competitors will do their 5 solves. We will get an average of 5, also called the Olympic average, and then we will rank all the competitors based on that. None of the competitors who are upcoming know about any of the results so far. They don't know anything about the scrambles. They are locked away in a completely different room, and will only get that information as they arrive onto the stage. Kaiwen now, looking a little bit better than Olaf. They've traded solves so far. Yellow Cross is the choice. A little bit of hesitation. Overall looking decently fluid. Did need to do U instead of doing U' until the very end. The commentator's curse coming in, 8.67.
Yeah, so as you can see there, Kaiwen a little bit slower turning, has a little bit slower turning speed than Olaf. Kaiwen known more for his big cube solving, coming third in the 5x5 event earlier at this World Championship, which I talked to him, he was very pleased with, and I think he'd be pretty stoked to be in this 3x3 final. And he's now counting a 6.8, which I think is not going to get near the top, but let's see if he can pull it out for the next few solves.
Yeah, indeed. All these guys looking for the podium spot. It's going to be incredibly tough for solvers this far down, just because the podium is going to be really, really hard. There are so many incredible solvers yet to come. We are just getting started after all, and we're still seeing some great work coming out from all the solvers here. Yeah, White Cross feels very natural of a choice here. 2 pieces already solved relative to each other. They're just on this U layer just to get them onto the D layer. Olaf does that in a flash. And now just finishing it up, and that's the
4.7 on the 16th bracket? That's insane. Wow, that's really good.
This looks like the best scramble that we've seen so far by quite a mile, I would say. It looks like it's potentially a 3-move cross on white, and so our solvers here will be able to plan a lot into their solve with a scramble that looks this nice.
Yeah.
And that's probably what Olaf did there, and I believe finished with the ZBLL. We'll get a closer look now. Yep, U2 F2R2 with a free pair.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
Oh, wow.
That's a single rotation for Olaf right there into a fairly nice, easy to recognize UZB.
We have some incredible solvers coming up. Solve number 4. It could be electric. The entire city of Seattle might just explode. We'll have to see. Kaiwen, what can he do now? Exact same start. But now into F2L, a little bit choppy, unfortunately. And here's the PLL now, and yeah, just not able to fully execute. 9.66.
Oh my god. That was insane. I mean, the pressure, it's the pressure. It's the pressure. The pressure really defines whether or not you're going to do well or good on these things. So
If you lock up on
it is a shame.
player, obviously speed cubing is a sport that requires incredibly fine motor skills, and that's quite hard to do when you're under pressure. So this is to be expected in these sorts of finals. The occasional misstep like that from Kaiwen Wang.
And he misrecognized the PLL on that one. Started to do an A-perm, realized it wasn't the right alg, and needed to re-grip in order to do the R-perm.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like you want to just keep solving, but your brain can't keep up with your hands on occasion.
Yeah, tough one there for Kaiwen. Best possible, worst possibles are now populated. 6.56, 5.75. You know, if Olaf can get 5.75, he'd need a monumental effort to do so, but he'd put himself in at least some type of striking distance. Good speed here, another ZBLL.
5.7.
5.74, that's a great way to close out this average. He's going to be looking at a low 6, I believe.
Yeah, you had one cross piece in place for him already on blue. Does a edge orientation in order to do ZB.
608 average is pretty good.
That's an interesting tactic, and he ends with an average better than his round 3, which is pretty impressive. Doing that on the world stage,
especially after the first 2 solos, bringing it back and getting 3 fairly decent ones.
Yeah, indeed. Good of him to have no regrets, just take each solve as they come. Kaiwen will need to do the same after 2 unfortunate drops.
Looks like 2 solved blue cross pieces there.
Yeah, blue looks pretty good.
Ooh, white is the choice instead. Doing a rotation to get that on the bottom layer. And then little OLL, PLL action. 8.20 will wrap up Kaiwen Wang's performance here at the World Championship. An amazing job by him.
You hate to see it.
You take a look at Kaiwen's solution. See that last F2L pair, the insertion to give himself the oriented edges, but Kaiwen only knows T and U ZBLL. He doesn't know the L cases, he's told us, and so...
Congratulations to our first 2 competitors.
With the COL and the U-perm.
Amazing job from our first 2 finalists there. We should be getting our next 2 set of finalists coming up. I will let Kevin do that introduction. I'm not going to steal his thunder. They should be just walking down from the green room just now.
They're all exciting pairings, but this is a pretty fun pairing, if you ask me.
Just as we get going, what else did you guys see there? Nerves certainly played a factor for Kaiwen. How would you guys manage that on such a huge stage?
And there's no silver bullet to managing nerves in these situations, but you do just have to tell yourself confidence is key, and so tell yourself you've practiced, you've been in this place before, at least in a national final, so you do have the ability, you can do it, and it's a confidence game really when it comes to these situations.
I also don't think it's something that you can do right now and plan for as you're waiting to go up for the first time. You should be doing some practice at home for this. And then, like Felix said, once you go up there, you just have to believe in yourself, focus on your solving, treat it as much as you possibly can as a solve that you would normally do at home.
Indeed. Great nerves, great tensions. Of course, all of the competitors are steeled veterans, but it gets to even the best of us. I think we're still waiting for the competitors to come down.
Speaking of veterans, Sung-Hyuk Nam, one of our upcoming finalists, he's been in the last 3 World Championship finals, I believe, alongside Max, the most experienced World Championship finalist in 3x3. So he's seen the situation before. He's put down some good times. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. I'm really interested to see what Maddie will do, especially when he comes across the scramble number 4. We think that one is pretty good. I think it's going to depend on what he gets on 1, 2, and 3. If he's on good pace, ooh, watch out. Maddie is gunning for it.
Next up, we have our next 2 competitors in the 14th seed. He was the 2017 World runner-up in Paris and the 2018 Asian champion from the Republic of Korea, Sung-Hyuk Nam.
Sung-Hyuk Nam is ready to go head-to-head in the best of 3 series at Worlds with a best single of 417 and an average of 564.
In the 13th seed, placing first at the 2022 North American Championships and third at the most recent North American Championships. From the United States of America, Maddie Hiroto Inaba.
Maddie Hiroyo Habona with a single of 359 and an average of 502. He is ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-3 at the World Series and potentially get the dub.
Runners, please bring the first solve.
As Felix alluded to earlier, two of the sport's greatest competitors, Seong-Hook Nam, Maddie Hiroto Inaba, have been in
Maddie
this
is ready for
situation
this.
many times, many championship titles to their name, many finals appearances to their name. Seong-Hook Nam recently getting his first world record after an illustrious career, taking time off for mandatory military
Sleeves are off.
service.
There's a lot of pressure on this one. I can feel it. There's a lot.
World stage, World's finals in 3x3. 6'11" was his average in the last round. Did an incredible job to make it. What can he pull out here in the final? Only time will tell. First solve up for Nam. Getting a very nice OL. You can use
565.
very quickly. 565 for him.
Yo, that's insane.
Yeah, Seong-Hook, one of our color neutral solvers, which means he chose yellow over other colors because he thought it was the best. You want to look for that going forward. Little bit of an awkward execution on the U-Perm coming straight in from the Stealth Bomber OLL, but overall, fairly good execution.
That was a really nice solution. No rotations, very few regrips, and yeah, just tiny block at the end.
He already went.
Now the
Maddie?
hero of Hawaii, Maddie, putting on a show. Can he close it
Maddie
out?
with a 5.1. Oh my god, he could have gotten a 4 right there. Wow.
Potentially better, but a great solve to open his account.
I'm amazed how quickly Maddie does inspection and just goes straight into the solve. We barely had time to blink, and the solve was halfway through. Oh, just misses the finish of that PLL.
The F-Perm, one of the longest PLOs by move count. Fairly good execution until the last couple of turns there. 5'11", still the fastest we've seen on that solve so far.
The audience is in it too. If you could hear from the crowd mics, a considerable groan as those last 3 moves from Maddie just locked up a little bit. Still an incredible start from him. He has a lot of good scrambles to go. And let's see, hopefully he can take advantage. Nam now, looks like he's aiming at white once again, changing orientations pretty quickly here. What can he do? One of the best turners in the world, has very fluid turning, rarely locks up, just a tiny bit there. ZBL
6.5.
6.58.
Maddie has a chance. The door is wide open for this.
Has one of the smoothest turning styles you'll see out there. Really, really nice to watch and fluid. A little bit stuck there on the last F2L pair, but finishes with a nice ZBLL. Whereas Maddie's turning style is just all guns blazing, all out, maximum TPS, just fully sending it. So a little bit of a contrast in turning styles between these two.
Yeah, as we saw on solve number 1, Maddie, an incredibly fast turner. I got the chance to talk to him just a month ago, asking him what is he going to focus on.
He's ready.
He's like everything, obviously, but of course efficiency and turn
Oh, that
speed.
lockup was crazy.
There's still a decently efficient solution.
5.3 is pretty good.
That is world class. Making a bad solve look good with a 5.34.
Yeah, saved by the last layer, just like Olaf, a Soon J-Perm, or in this case, anti-Soon J-Perm, helping. Those are some of the fastest cases, just both by move count and by ergonomics.
Wow. Just amazing. At the start of that, I thought, oh no, he's thrown away a good one. But what a comeback from Maddie Hiroto Inaba. It's still on the cards, a low 5. A low 5 is going to put him in really, really good spot to make a serious podium run.
That's really good mental control there from Maddie. Even with the rough start, he kept going, kept solving. That's really important in finals. Well, any solve.
Here's Nam now. I think he's going to go for the first non-white yellow. Blue cross is going to be his choice. And here's OLL now into PLL. 580, just textbook. absolutely just by the book.
It's pretty good.
Really nice. Just got a little bit unlucky with the last layer.
We can feel the competition here.
One of the harder OLLs to execute, especially under pressure, and then the R permutation, which is not the greatest. So, yeah, with an easier last layer there, that would have been low to sub 5, but still, like you said, a really smooth solution.
It'd be interesting. Olaf doing Fru Rough into a ZB there. Sunghyuk doing a OLL PLL combination.
Wow, very, very short
Maddie?
section. Maddie with a very fast F2L going into PLL now.
5.7?
This one felt like it could have been a lot better if it weren't for a couple lockups. 5.72.
A little bit of a pause there on the OLL recognition.
I need to go get food right now.
Oh, that's this. Did he finish the last cross edge after the first 2 pairs or something like that? Must have been deliberate. And then the R3 with the U-perm at the end there. That OLL looked like it could potentially skip the PLL. With he would know that it would solve one of the blocks, but yeah, ended up with the U-perm instead.
Not too bad of a PLL case. Maddie executing it decently well. His solution length has looked pretty good. It's actually the execution that's been just a touch sloppy, if you can call a 5 second solve sloppy, that is.
But he probably knows he needs a bit more. He needs to pick up the pace if he's a chance to get on that podium.
Now here it is. This is the solve. This is the scramble that Olaf got a sub 5 on. Nam looks like he's also going to go for the white cross. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone picked it here. Really solid, just the tiniest pause. Oh, didn't quite solve F2L, unfortunately. 7.89.
Yeah, looks like he misinserted one of the F2L pairs there. We'll have a closer look. Yeah, for the third pair, he didn't quite get the edge in the F2L pair in the F2L slot.
And you can hear the groan from the audience. Unfortunately, no sub 6 possible now after counting the 6.58 for Nam. But he can still take over first. Of course, Maddie will have something to say to that. Blue cross, interesting choice for Maddie on this one. Lightning fast speed, EPLL 5.35, really solid, but blue cross is an interesting choice there.
Yeah, I mean, for the color neutral solvers like Maddie, it's about picking across as soon as you can and then just going for it. And definitely with his inspection time, that's what he does.
He definitely went for it.
He doesn't mess around in the inspection. But yeah, it looks like blue and white are both pretty easy on that 4th solve, it seems.
So Maddie is locked into a 5 seconds average now. He's guaranteed to take over first place at the moment after 4 solvers have gone. 1/4 of the finalists have gone, and Maddie is up there. I expect to see that his name will remain up there for quite some time.
Yeah, 527 average is a little bit off of projected world's podium, but any sort of underperformance by our top solvers would allow Maddie's BPA of 527 to take it home.
And of course, the top solvers are all incredible, but this is an unprecedented situation. Of course, the largest world's competition, the largest competition ever. Blue cross looks like his Nam is going for. There was a bit of a pair there, kind of switching at the last minute.
Yeah.
And yellow will be his choice in the end. OLL now going to PLL. 6.60 is going to wrap up a 6 second average from Seong-Hyuk Nam. An amazing solver. And 6:33 will be his time.
6:33 average there. Yeah, it looked like he switched cross colors at the last minute. Maybe he didn't find anything particularly nice, even though that blue cross on the last looked decent. Perhaps couldn't find a good continuation and decided to switch.
It does look like you have a free pair on there as well. The red, white.
The red, white, and blue. Well, isn't that poetic?
Yeah.
Oh, man, a bad lockup from Maddie. This is almost certainly going to be the worst, and it is confirmed to be 5.47. He feels like he's done a good enough job at this point. His last solve of Worlds 2025, unfortunately, not the way he probably pictured it, but he'll be at the top at least through several solvers, I imagine.
That's a very competitive average from Maddie.
Man.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to say about the solve, but oh my goodness, the lockup. Maddie did take care to preserve that pair on blue. The standard solution will leave the pair sort of upside down in the slot, which is a bit awkward to deal with, but Maddie able to do an extra U prime during the cross in order to
Maddie Hiroto
leave that
Nava, we
pair
just
safely
saw
outside.
you in 3x3 finals. What were you hoping to put down?
Just like a mid to low 5, so I did that, put myself in a decent position, so yeah, we'll see what happens.
Congratulations. We are going to see if it was enough. You can go grab a seat on our wall over there, and we'll see if it was enough. Good job, Maddie.
The Cubing Jedi himself, amazing solver, one of the best the sport has to offer, an incredible guy, a very smart guy. He will be going to Columbia University. Can you imagine? And he's incredibly good at the 3x3 Rubik's Cube as well.
Not to mention golf, baseball, oil painting. He can do it all, Maddie. And I think he'll be pretty happy with that average. That'll be pretty competitive. And yeah, we'll see if he's done enough.
Seung-Hook Nam getting a 6.33 average, not last. He's just an incredible solver, generational solver, a pride of Korean speed cubing. Certainly, he's had an amazing career, and it's just awesome to see him here representing his country on the world stage once again.
Yeah, with the growth and progression of speed cubing and how quickly people improve, getting into 4 World Championship finals in a row is no mean feat. That's very impressive from Nam, and he'll breathe a deep sigh of relief now that's all over and really enjoy himself and hopefully and love watching the rest of the finals.
Something tells me we're not done seeing Nam, at least in the big cubes, certainly. He definitely knows there's some hardware to be won there in future World Championships as well. As we're getting ready to bring on the next 2 competitors, I think Kevin is just waiting for them to just get ready. Thoughts about what we saw here, any new information we learned about the scrambles or potential solutions?
Yeah, again, after the first our first 2 competitors, I thought that this set would probably favor the white-yellow solvers. A little bit of indecision potentially for the cross colors because, yeah, the first 3 scrambles didn't look like they had a particularly obvious choice. Again, all these competitors are great enough to handle that, but I think it'll favor the white and yellow solvers.
Yeah, coming out of the first 2 color neutral solvers of our block, most of the time doing white with a couple of blues in there as well means that the color neutral guys won't have an advantage going forward.
And that's actually pretty huge because the top 2 seeds, they are white only solvers, and Max Park, of course, and Timon Kolorsinski, color neutral solvers. So it'll be interesting to see how that battle is going to go down in the end. Kevin, for our next 2 competitors.
In our 12th seed, he's a 58-time 3x3 gold medalist and placed 3rd at the 2024 European Championship from Russia, Alexei Svetkov. And in the 11th seed, an 82-time 3x3 gold medalist, as well as the current Louisiana Championship from the United States of America, Dylan Miller.
Dylan Miller, with a personal best of 4.25 and an average of 5.39, is ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-3 series at the World Finals. This is going to be epic.
Runners, you may now bring the cubes.
Dylan Miller, Alexei Svetkov, again, 2 amazing solvers of the 3x3 cube. Of course, Alexei will be using Rue. He has a completely different solving style to almost everyone else in this field. Dylan Miller, a CFOP solver known for his very, very good TPS.
Dylan, a crowd favorite, local, well, not Seattle local, but US local, entirely focused on 3x3. He often streams on YouTube some very, very large 3x3 sessions. He'll be absolutely thrilled to be making this final, and I think he's got nothing to lose here.
Indeed, and I think the same thing goes for Alexei. Has incredible improvement over the last 6 months, getting a 5.50 and then tying that again, getting 5.55 to make it into this final. So now Alexei with Rue, he's going to build the first block, second block, CMLL, and now going into the LSE. That looked like a good LSE start. 7.17. Unfortunately, just not efficient enough in the first 2 steps.
It's a decent arrow case for Rue. It's the shortest number of moves in order to get edges oriented. Alexei knowing most of EO LRB, which means he's able to combine that step plus getting the left and right edges in to solve the blocks. So you have a sandwich.
see Alexi there wiping his hands on his pants multiple times before starting the solve. Seemingly a little bit nervous. I mean, my hands are sweaty as well, even just watching, so I can't blame him. And that's, I guess that's good presence of mind to do that. You want to make sure your grip is solid on the cube.
A quick shout out while Dylan Miller takes a warm up. Would you believe that Keaton Ellis is a CFOP solver with all those acronyms he threw down there?
I don't know if he's making them up.
Incredible work.
It helps to do some Route 1-handed every here and there.
All right, Dylan Miller now. Dylan will only be solving on white and yellow.
He's going in.
Perhaps he can take advantage of this scramble set. There's the OLL into PLL 522. Very solid time for Dylan.
And that's just the first solve?
What you wanted to see, getting his account open.
Oh, it's closer than we ever thought.
There for Dylan. One rotation, but some lovely pinch F moves. Those are really hard to execute, especially under pressure. So that's that tells me that he's feeling pretty good if he can do those sorts of turns in the World's Final.
That's absolutely his specialty, focusing mostly on good fundamental solutions with free rotations and high turn speed. I saw Dylan Miller 10 years ago for the first time and instantly compared him to Lucas Setter, seeing him on the world stage 10 years later with that incredible turn speed of his, bringing him to a good 5-second solve.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Dylan, of course, thinking it would be amazing to make it into the final. Well, mission accomplished. Now it's on to the next step. What can Alexi do from here? Doesn't look like there's like one small block, but I don't know if that's on his colors.
He's got red, white as the block that I'm looking at right now. Root does not rotate at all here.
Ooh, looked like interesting. Well, we'll have to go back and take a look at the LSE 6.34.
That looked like really slow recognition of the EOLR case.
And kind of a weird pause there when he was building the second block. Second block feels like it should be a little bit faster as well. He might want that one back. Dylan was telling me at the last World Championship, a little bit disappointed that he didn't make 3x3 finals. He's here now and off to a pretty good start. What would you guys do in this situation? You've got a good first solve. What's going through your head?
Like I said, I think Dylan's got nothing to lose here, really. He'll be so thrilled with that, and he'll just want to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, White Cross, it looks like, is going to be his pick here, as is, I believe, every single solver so far. And he's off. Amazing turn speed. Really good F2L. He got to last layer extremely quickly. Can he finish 5.46? A little fist bump from him. Well done to Dylan Miller.
That is so solid. That F2L was really, really strong on this solve. Some amazing finger tricks there from Dylan. Oh my goodness, that was a super quick F2L. Got a little bit unlucky with, what was that, an N permutation at the end there, but managed to finish strong.
Yeah,
nice
interesting
cancellation
choice of that
into that OLL. Dylan, a fundamental solver, not looking to do COLL into a U-perm there.
Yeah, those are really nice finger tricks. I'm amazed he can do that under this much pressure.
Of course, his solutions aren't the most efficient, but of course, it doesn't really matter, I guess, at this point. If you can turn fast, your solutions can be a little bit longer and you can get away with it. Alexi now, where are the blocks? It does look like there is some type of block there on white. Oh, he's rotating a lot, trying to figure out the... This is a little too much, unfortunately. Can he find a good solution? This is looking a little bit better. Fassimolo, no EO needed, 5.15 seconds.
Yeah, consistent improvement from Alexi. Took a lot of time to recognize cases. Looks like he had all edges oriented once he finished CMLL, which helps because the LR case is helpful if you only have to do the LR step. Yeah, it's exactly what he had right there. Nice case as well.
Yeah, normally when you see solvers rotating the cube around that much in inspection, it's not a fantastic sign, but that's not always the case. But it's generally not a great sign, so it was great that he was able to execute really well there. Dylan, 2 solves in. This average is looking really strong. He's still got to execute though. It's not done yet.
I don't know if he would believe it if I told him, but right now both of his solves are under Maddie's average that he's posted. So that means he's guaranteed to count at least one time. That is better than Maddie's average. Just needs a couple more He's going to put himself in an extremely good position to place very highly. Yellow cross the choice now. Great fast turning. Trying to recognize ZBLL. U prime, U prime. 6.47. Bit slower. That 5.46 will count, but that's not too bad for accounting time.
Yeah, looks like he did edge orientation into a ZBLL there for his last layer, and then actually finished with OLL and PLL. So, yeah, I'm not sure if he doesn't know the ZBLL case or if he's feeling a bit nervous. And
That's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Down.
But is it enough to win Worlds? Not even close.
Still,
it's not even close.
Spot, but probably needs two solid solves to finish it off and take that first spot ahead of Maddie.
It's possible to drop that 647.
And we know with that scramble, the fourth scramble coming up, I would expect big things from Dylan.
Yeah, especially playing to his strengths of being able to turn extremely fast.
Now, of course, we think that this one is a really good one, but it won't really matter for Alexi because he's not going to make a cross whatsoever.
Looks like he's going to be focusing on green here. You can always tell which block they're going to do by what they hold on the left. Brewers almost never rotate during their solves.
Go Eel. Yeah, just wasn't able to put together a good solution. You can see he's frustrated with himself. 8.05.
So many M moves
for Alexi.
Looked like there was something that went wrong there with the second block. First block execution seemed okay, but the CMLL, there's an edge out. Oh, he put an edge flipped in the back. Nothing you can do there. Once you've done that, it's going to take too many moves. You'll still keep your CMLL, but it does mean that you're going to lose a lot of time.
That back slot, of course, very difficult to have vision into. And Alexi with 622 average. Right now, the best he can hope for is third place. Cannot catch Maddie, cannot catch Olaf Kuzminski.
Dylan taking his time here before the fourth solve. I think he'll be pretty pleased to see the scramble here. Hopefully it gives him a bit of confidence.
Yeah, he'll have to steal his nerves a little bit. Actually, he's shaking his head, interestingly. Still rotating around, trying to plan as much as possible. A bit of a pause halfway through F2L, and
he's get diag again.
Yeah, too choppy. Too choppy. He's going to count that 6 now, too. Trending in the wrong direction, unfortunately, is Dylan Miller, 757. At least he has a big smile on his face.
Shaking his head a lot during inspection. Did a lot of moving around, but stayed in the orientation. Didn't have to do too much there, but F double sexy, F prime into Y perm. Not the worst last layer case, but Dylan getting a little unlucky with the diag that he's seen so far.
Yeah, it looks like that that scramble has sort of two quite obvious pairs in I think blue, red, and orange, blue. But he solved them in the front there, leaving himself a little bit exposed in terms of look ahead, especially if some of the other F12 pieces were stuck in the back. And so, yeah, struggled a little bit finding that third and fourth pair and sort of lost his rhythm after that start.
Interestingly, in our top-down view, which we have access to, we saw Alexi do a bunch of J perms to warm up. Something interesting. Not sure if he would ever need those, but perhaps just good as a trigger to get his fingers warmed up, ready to solve. Here he is, solve number 5 now, his final solve of the World Championship. He's had an incredible run. Can he cap it off? 6.27 for his efforts.
A little slow for the blocks here. Yeah, that second block took a little bit longer than I would have expected. And that's not a bad OLL case. It's a 9-mover, but it does require you to regrip your hands in a way that Rue solvers don't like to do that much.
Certainly an admirable finish for Alexei Svetkov. Holds the record for Rue single in 3x3, 3.95. Unfortunately not able to reproduce that, but he's had some fantastic moments recently, and he has a very bright career ahead of him.
Yes, Alexei only 16, so experiencing this. He's got many world championships, I'm sure, ahead of him.
Dylan taking an extra tick just to get ready. 40 seconds have passed on his timer. And yeah, he's ready to go. Solve number 5 for him at the World Championship. Can he get best possible average? 5.72 would put him in second place at the moment, just behind Mari Hiroto Inaba. White crosses the choice. Some decent turning coming out. A little locky right there at the end of F2L. Decent transition, 5.61. A great average from Dylan Miller, all things considered.
Yeah, that was a very solid finish. Oh, some pretty cool F2L there going on from Dylan. Tricky OLL to execute, but then
both our
really
finalists,
does well on
Dylan
the
Miller. You just put down a solid average in 3x3 finals. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. Not too mad about it. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be competing in the World Championship final here in the U.S.?
It's amazing. I mean, I've had like a bad stretch of results in majors, so making it, I cried. It was really emotional moment for me. So I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, congratulations for sure. Question is, was the orange hair special for World Championship?
No, I just thought it would look good. That's it.
Dylan, congratulations.
Dylan going.
And we will get set
He's more
for
powerful
our
than
next
I
two
thought.
finalists.
Dylan going Super Saiyan, perhaps in the
Dylan
third
going
round as he
Super
registered
Saiyan?
to
That's
make it into
funny.
finals. You could
I like
hear
that.
How emotional he was. He mentioned he cried. Of course, making it into finals, a huge moment in any SpeedCuber's career.
Especially coming back from, missing Worlds 2023, missing North American Champs 2024. It's always much more rewarding when you've had those heartbreak moments and you manage to come back and manage to bounce back, and that's what Dylan's done here. He should be very happy and very proud.
As should Alexi. I mean, he is a representative for Rue on, as we keep saying, the world's biggest stage. Everyone in the world knows about the Rue method now, and all of you at home now know the name Alexei Svetkov, and do not forget it. He's here to stay. He will have more incredible results to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, taking a look at his average, really one solve away from being able to compete in that top bracket. So, just a couple of small tweaks, and I assume he'd be very competitive in 2027.
Many, many years of solving ahead for him. We will be getting another Rue solver coming up next, and Kevin will introduce him.
Entering the top 10, our 10th seed. In 2023, just 2 years ago, he set the world record for the fastest average by a new competitor, and just this weekend, he became the one-handed world champion. From the Philippines, Neo Juarez.
Neo Juarez with a 4.67 single and a 570 average, ready to compete head-to-head in this world average, in the average worlds, in the world finals.
In the 9th seed, a 15 times gold medalist and your 2x2 single world record holder, representing Poland, Theodor Zajder.
Theodor Zajder with a single of 4.28 and an average of 4.86 is ready to compete head-to-head in this best-of-5 series for the world finals. All tensions are rising now. The youngest competitor that could be in the WCA is now up against one of the most experienced cubers of all time.
Incredible roars from the crowd there for both Neo Juarez of the Philippines and Theodor Zajder of Poland, doing their countries proud by making it to 3x3 finals.
This kid is here to play the game. Look at that face. He's ready.
Storylines for both of them, both inexperienced in some ways, but that inexperience perhaps working out in their favor as they shock expectations and perform extremely well here at Worlds 2025.
Dying of cuteness right now. Theodore looks like he's just popped some chocolate into his mouth. It looks like right before the finals, get that last minute energy boost. But he's chilling out.
On the other side, you've got Neo with the Rue chants from the crowd. Neo, of course, one of the 2 Rue solvers in this final, doing so excellently in one-handed. Taking his time. Competitors, instead of the 60 seconds the regulations typically require, the rules of this competition are a little bit more lax. Competitors will have up to 90 seconds, but that is a very hard cutoff.
And we're off.
We're already going in. Okay, here we go.
Do here, of course, his fellow Rue user, 6.59. Can he beat that? Of course, a very excellent solver in his own right, 6.27.
6.2
there from Neo.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry you guys heard that. I'm so sorry.
Just a standard 9-mover into a 4-mover into a 4C case.
Looks like neither of these competitors are opting for warm-up cubes.
He's ready.
This is interesting to see.
He's about to go in.
But yeah, some competitors like having that cube there to practice their turning right before their solves. Others like to
His inspection isn't crazy. Look at the way he's looking at this cube.
More of a classical CFOP solver. Turning on the timer right before he gets started. There's F2L into
okay, 5.5. 5.5 is not bad at all. That's really good.
Yeah, one small lockup during F2L, but otherwise pretty clean there from Theodore.
Able to orient a couple of edges with
Scrambles are here.
Hammer for his last slot in order to get, instead of a dot case, it ended up being one of the best OLLs, a good flower.
That case just being 8 moves to solve. A great start for his 3x3 finals appearances, Theodore. Neo now trying to find an efficient solution
Here we
to
go.
the first block. Interesting. Rotating back now.
Fairly clean into CMLL. Able to orient, or misorient a couple of edges, it seems, in order to get a 4-edge case.
It's really
These
good.
are always the best for Root. It'll only require 3 moves in order to orient everything, and then a decent case from there.
Yeah, just good stuff from Neo there.
Oh, and a UM2 in order to finish with 4C. It's an incredibly lucky case.
Shades of Sean Patrick Villanueva there from 2019, finishing with one of the a similarly quite easy last 6-edge case to take second place. So, yeah, keeping that Philippine Roux tradition going.
It's incredible to see Roux perform so well here. I'm sure many watching at home will be inspired. It's just the magic of SpeedCubing. Theodore now, as he's doing his inspection, trying to plan as much as possible. Interesting, he's going to be starting off with white actually facing him, doing a rotation now. F2L going into OLL. Just a
okay.
Rather, just a short time to recognize 5.85.
Again, like the first solve, looked like a pretty standard solution. Slight pause during F2L, cost him a few tenths, but otherwise solving pretty solidly, I would say. Just, yeah, hoping for some better cases and hopefully can clutch out a strong finish.
I'd say that's a slightly better than average last layer. It's one of the WOLLs, which takes a decent number of moves, but then into a clockwise U-turn with the bar in the back. Now, also flipping a lot here, just like Alexi did on his solve.
Ooh, yeah. Originally had a blue on the side, now switched it up. It's now orange.
Ends with the exact same orientation that Alexi did.
Ooh. 5.1. Surprised himself, perhaps.
It's never been this close. Who is this guy?
Exactly the same time that Alexi got. He ended in the exact same orientation. Doesn't look like he had the exact same solution there. But it seems to be that once you get past the first block, the rest of it seems to fall together pretty quickly.
Neo took a visible sigh right before he started the solve. And so I think he was surprised by the speed of that one, given the sigh.
Hey, it's not a crime to get lucky after all. Theodore will be hoping that the luck will favor him on this third scramble as well. 5.57, 5.85, a great start.
What do you see? What does he see that I don't?
Not least of which, World Championship Finals.
Okay.
First World Championship. Can you imagine it? Oh, he looks like an absolute vet going into, misrecognizing the ZBL. Unfortunately, you need to do H-perm 6.47.
That was looking really strong right until that last layer. Unfortunately, doing the
Man,
wrong ZBL
that's unfortunate.
There. He also did an edge orientation case before ZB. Unfortunately, ended up with a H permutation, so that probably cost him an extra second at least.
Yeah, that's a set of cases that mirror each other, and the algorithms will go in different directions. End up with an H-perm in that case.
I would have to say both of these competitors for their first World Championships, for their first World Championship finals, looking pretty relaxed. They're looking pretty relaxed.
Well, perhaps it's because they know that they're going to be back here in 2 years' time. Perhaps no is a little bit strong, but certainly they'll back themselves to do it. Neo now, this fourth scramble, let's see what it produces for Rue. This was a pretty bad one for Alexi. Got an 805. What can Neo do? Ooh, looked like a pretty interesting case after LSC. Or rather, the LSC was interesting, 6.24.
9-move CMLL here. A little bit of a pause there, trying to recognize whether or not he should be doing an M or an M prime, I believe.
But Neo getting a sub-6 average no matter what now. Best possible 554, worst possible 591. That'll place him pretty strongly, but won't be able to surpass Matty Hiroto Inaba. Will be able to slot himself into second place ahead of Dylan Miller if he's finishes well.
Yep. Disregarding Theodore, Neo will finish in the top 3 so far. It's just a matter of what the order is going to be. But of course, Theodore is pacing quite well himself. He needs to capitalize on this one here. Great turning going to OLL, fast PLL, and a 5.09. Amazing solve from the Polish prodigy.
Fantastic stuff.
That was good. That was a good solve.
This is the same one that Olaf got a pop, a crazy pop out 4.76.
Yeah. Fourth scramble, notably the easiest scramble, I think, in this finals, and Theodore executing strongly. Did I see him look up at the crowd right before he started his solve, or were my eyes deceiving me? That's pretty sick.
That is swagger,
yeah.
If so.
Now here taking his time.
He's taking it all in.
Soaking in the moment.
He earned it. He deserves it. Can you imagine less than 10 competitions into his career? Sub-6 average, world champion in OH. Just incredible, regardless of what he does here. Oh no! Cube dropped out of what would have been an incredible solve to finish this world, 6.44.
The fumble is insane.
Oh no. This is a decent solve. I think he had 6 edges misoriented. It's the worst case possible. Oh man, but just
brutal.
dropping it with the last M slice.
Yeah, looked on pace for BPA there. Best possible average.
Wow, you can see from the replay there. Yeah, definitely on pace for best possible, or if not, was going to be a mid-5. Would have been fantastic. He's going to slot in right under Dylan Miller now. Theodore again with the same shot. He cannot catch Matty, but he can still put himself into second place. His pace is looking really good. Can he finish? 5:07, best possible average, 5.50. Just amazing stuff. Wow. Able to turn so quickly and so accurately at such a young age. Theodore Zeider, everybody.
That's amazing. That is amazing solving from Theodore in the World Championship final.
That's a full step solution. F double sexy F prime into what I always think of as one of the riskiest G perms to do.
That G perm was incredible.
Oh,
World
smooth.
final. How do you feel?
Could have been a little bit better, as I could have actually maybe a guaranteed PR. It's still only a 5.7, but I'm glad I at least got an actual better average than in the semifinal. That's all I really wanted. And also, like, I already made it to the final. I already won a title, so like I was already good for the whole comp.
I was going to ask, you were the one-handed world champion. Did you expect to be in the 3x3 finals?
Yeah, but not by that big of a margin, actually. 10th place is kind of crazy for me.
It absolutely is. How much fun did you have with this crowd?
So much fun. I was able to take all of this well, given the amount of just people I met in this competition these 4 days.
Absolutely. It has been a big weekend for you. Congratulations. 591 average in 3x3 finals. Go take it all in.
Excellent work from Neo Juarez and Theodore Zeider, representing their home countries well. So far, here are the results. We are 8 solvers in, 8 great averages so far. Matty Hiroto Inaba leading the pack, 5.47, got off to a great start. Unfortunately, not able to get best possible average, but still leading the pack. Theodore
For the
Zeider
second half
in
of
second
the 3x3
place,
finals,
5.50.
down to our last 8 competitors,
Dylan
we'll
Miller,
be switching
5.85.
our jobs. So our new
far, we've
judges,
seen
at least
an
the four
incredible
public
set of
facing
solves from these guys. Rue not going to be able to podium here. Nao and Alexi will be off of it, but Maddie, Theodore, Dylan, an incredible first half podium.
Kian Berry just introducing a new set of scramblers, judges, runners. Of course, these are your positions that are required to be filled at every SpeedCubing competition. But of course, you don't have to be one of the best in order to do so. At your local competition, you can always volunteer. There are many delegates like Keaton and myself, and many veterans such as Felix Zemdegs who are happy to show you the ropes. So you can get involved in your local SpeedCubing communities as
walk down
Kevin
the hallway. I'm
will
just going to
introduce.
let you guys all know that we have our current top 3 sitting over on the side in front of the World Championship banner. We will be keeping that updated for you. So, you know, someone's going to win this thing in like 20 minutes, and it might be someone sitting over there. So if you're looking for the reactions, that's where it's going to be.
We're ready.
Looks like we're still
we
waiting
have to be
on
ready.
the next 2 finalists to come up. Impressions of the top 8 so far, guys? Or the first 8, I should say.
Pretty strong, pretty strong. We've got a couple of mid-5 and a couple of high-5 averages. And a lot of these competitors doing even better than they did in the semi-finals. I don't have the exact numbers in front
Who
of me.
are you?
But yeah, doing better than the semis. So that's good to see. Hopefully it bodes well for some super fast solves from the top 8. I'm really excited.
Means that the scrambles are not necessarily the world's best scrambles, but definitely above average here. Means we'll see some really fast times come out of the top guys.
Yeah, we've seen a pretty good range as we cut over to our current top 3. This is the fun little segments we have here. These guys lying in wait. Maddie right there sitting in the #1 spot. He, I think, will enjoy that position, although the next set of competitors will definitely be looking to take over, bump 2 of these guys out of there. Timofey Tarasenko, Xian Cao from Russia and China, respectively. Some great solvers. We know what they're capable of. They're walking up now.
Yeah, no surprise.
We're now on to our top 8. In our 8th seed, she wasn't at the last World Championship because she wasn't even competing at the time, and now she's your female world record holder, resetting her record with a 5.07 average in the first round from China, Xian Cao.
Xian Cao with a 4.09 single and a 5.36 average, ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-5 series in the World Finals. This is exciting.
Your 7th seed, the current Mega Mings average world record holder, placing second in the 3x3 event at the European Championship, and he already has 2 World Championship podiums under his belt this weekend. From Russia, Timofey Tarasenko.
Timofey Tarasenko with a 3.72 single and a 5.49 average, ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-5 series at the World Finals. This is unprecedented as the most exciting world we've ever witnessed.
Great to see. This is the future of our sport. Xian Cao, you saw on that graphic, 5.36. That used to be the female world record average, but as Kevin introduced, she broke that, smashed it even. 5.0 now, and Timofey Tarasenko, what a breakout star, not just in Mega Mix, across the WC events. Xian to get us started here.
She's already going up.
Incredible solve.
She's already going up.
Knowledge of ZBLL is just amazing for her age. Can she turn her way into perhaps a podium position? There's that ZB 700. Not too great for her
Not
to
bad.
start out.
It's okay. You can give one. You can always give one away. But that was the one to give, which means that everything after this point has to be incredibly good.
Future of SpeedCubing, but it's almost the present of SpeedCubing. I mean, this is 2025 cubing, you know. Continuing to die of cuteness over here.
Chitsan using ZB, needing to sledgehammer for that last one. He did come back in the semifinals with a couple of very clutch 4s to finish things off, so don't count her out yet.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, Timofey Tarasenko, he's going to be looking to make more of a name for himself, as if he hasn't already. A great turner here. Let's see if he can just finish up the execution. Unfortunately, a little bit sloppy. 661 to start things for him.
Yeah, Timofey with an extremely interesting turning style, quite unconventional. He's self-taught. You'll see probably a few more regrips, and I see some thumb going on the bottom. Obviously, slightly smaller hands than some of the other competitors, but yeah, definitely quite a unique turning style from Timofey.
Also one of our most consistent solvers here throughout the rounds. 5.6, 5.6, 5.7. Not wavering too much, staying incredibly consistent and incredibly fast.
At this point, the solves have to be.
Has been said to be
These solves have to be so good.
Can she maybe purge those demons here at the World Championship?
Wow.
That's one way to do it. 503.
503.
Great solve from her.
Yeah, that's the power of ZB there. A solve that didn't look fantastic in terms of the turning, but just so efficient, so few moves going into the ZBLL there. I reckon that was about a 40 to 45 move solution. And yeah, you don't need to be, turning super rapidly to get a low 5 when you're using ZBLL.
503, 503.
Pairs there as well, needing to take one and turn it into ZB last slot, but otherwise, very few moves, very efficient solve.
Yeah, just amazing solving from Qisian Cao. Soon ZB at that too. Not an easy set. Timofey is now ready for his second. We'll want to come back a little bit. Perhaps hearing the crowd react to Qisian. He knows maybe she got something good. And be hunting for that himself. White Cross is his choice. Great turn. He's on the last layer now.
4.28. Oh my god, a 4.28.
F2L, not the best OLL case, but executes it almost
That's insane.
here. Unbelievable.
Wow. That's
we've seen these finals.
4.28 seconds. We're entering the fours,
I
guys.
think that second one on white, if you get the right solution, yeah, it looks like quite a nice one.
Great fist pump from him. Great celebration. Of course, he got a 3-second solve last week, so he's picking the best time to peak. Qisian now, how is she going to follow up? Nice. Ooh, looked pretty good at F2L. ZBLL right there. That looked like a pie case to me. 5.72.
Qisian's ZBLL recognition is absolutely insane. Just absolutely flawless.
She chose to sledgehammer one of the pairs during the solve as opposed to waiting for edge orientation at the end.
Yes, such a great ZBLL execution and recognition there.
Yeah, she made that look really, really easy. I think I actually misspoke. That actually might have been an H case. Of course, H and pi, very difficult sets to recognize. So many pieces you need to take a look at. Timofey just off of his PR2s, the second best solve he's ever gotten in competition. How is he going to follow it up? Will we see a Timofey like solve 1, or will solve 2 Timofey and the Tiny Titan awaken as he has 3 more solves to complete his average? Initially going for yellow, went to white, now back to yellow, but feeling pretty confident in this orientation. Taking 12 seconds of inspection, as you can hear from the mic. And just a touch locky. H-perm at the end. 5.58 is going to be a good solve.
I couldn't tell there if he'd inserted an F2L pair with the edge flipped, or if that was just the case that he got. Yeah, it looks like potentially had to do 5 pairs there and take it out, but saves it so smoothly. Just kept going. He just kept going. That's what you need to do.
One of the most important things to remember, folks, of course, these guys, they're all turning fast, but they are also turning extremely accurately. The number of lockups are not significant, and you notice when there is a lockup, their times are completely different. Just a note for the folks at home. Qisian on White Cross. Incredible turning through up to this ZB 441. That is going to be a counting.
A 4.41. What is going on in the World Finals right now?
Insane. That's the same 4th scramble that we want you guys to be looking out for. Fairly easy White Cross. Nice free pair there. Rotationless solution.
Yeah, it looks like she did the perfect solution on this scramble, solving the back 2 pairs, then the left pair, then the front right with the ZBLS, and then the ZBLL. Perfect solution.
When you look back into the replay, it's just all a blur. Incredible look ahead and turn speed. Qisian showing that she is here to play. It's not just a boys' club, everyone. Oh, man. Timofey now, he's going to get his shot at what we think is a very good scramble on White Cross, holding it in the exact same orientation. 8 seconds. And yes, White Cross also, a bit of a cube fumble, but he was on pace for something incredibly good, a low 5 perhaps. 5.82 for Timofey.
That was looking really good until the PLL, but that G permutation is one of the harder ones to do. Oh, the Y2 rotation.
Y2.
But really quick into the OLL, just fumbling right at the end of the PLL. Again, kept going. That's so important, and he's still in the running to take out the first place so far from our competitors.
Yeah, GC, one of the worst PLLs, both in terms of move count and execution. You have lots of...
That's amazing. So happy.
Wow. So inspirational is her solving, and she's so little. Incredible. The world of SpeedCubing never fails to provide.
Timofey has potential for a national record here.
Huge range with that 4.2 and a 6.6. BPA puts him in first. WPA puts him out of contention.
8 seconds. Yellow Cross is the choice now. Trying to turn fast, a big rotation there. PLL 5.41. That is going to be extremely solid. 5.58, 5.82, 5.41. His counting times. We're just waiting to see what the average is going to populate as 5.60. Unfortunately, he's going to just be edged out by Theodor Zajder of Poland, who will remain on in that third position for now.
All right,
But
congratulations to both of our finalists. Qishan Xiao, you just competed in 3x3 finals at the World Championship, and you are in the first position currently. How do you feel?
启贤，首先恭喜你刚刚完成了在世锦赛的决赛的表现。
She really did do an incredible job. Like, that's really, really good.
你现在心情如何呀？
我现在很开心。
I feel very happy right now.
Oh, man.
On your 4-second solve, can you describe to us what happened on the 4-second solve?
在你刚才4秒还原的那一次还原，你能向我们描述一下你当时的心情是怎么样的吗？
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, well, congratulations, Qishan. You are in the first position at World Championship.
非常恭喜你，启贤，你现在是第1名哦。
That little girl looks so traumatized.
Just incredible work from Qishan Cao as she takes over the #1 spot as 10 solvers are through. Amazing work from her. So adorable.
We love to see it. And shout out to Timofey as well. I think he wins the title of most consistent solver at this World Championship. And now the 5.6 average. I believe it's PR2. So doing that in a World Championship final, again, very impressive from Timofey. Great pairing. Great pairing.
So much potential from both of these competitors. Just incredible stuff. Definitely also want to give a shout out to Bailing Hao, our translator. He's been with us all week behind the scenes. You all might not have seen him that much, but he's done some fantastic work for us, also prepping us all on pronunciations and such. So thanks for all of your hard work, Bailing. Now, 10 solvers through, only 6 solvers left. Can you believe that the next two are going to be, they have the same first name, Luke and Luke. Kevin is just getting ready to introduce us to them now. As you can see, our current podium. Actually, you can't even see Theodore. He's just either he's so tiny or perhaps he's had to run off.
Taking a quick break somewhere. Seeing our hot seat right there. I love that angle, watching these guys and just knowing that they have a shot.
I wonder when Qishan was asked that question if she even remembers what she did. Sometimes when you go out and do the solves, you just forget everything. You don't know what cross color you did. You don't know which one was easy. You've just done them and you completely forget. Just one solve at a time.
Hey, fair enough. She's earned that right here at the World Championship. I think Kevin now to introduce us to Luke and Luke.
Luke. Kevin looking very confused that he's waiting to be told to announce the people.
All right,
Here we go.
And it's time for the Luke G's, because in our 6th seed, he's a 30-time 3x3 gold medalist and placed second at the North American Championship, Luke Greiser.
Luke Greiser with a 4.42 single and a 5.38 average, ready to go head-to-head in this World Average Series.
Our 5th seed is the 3x3 one-handed world record holder, the all-rounder world record holder, and he placed third at the North American Championship, Luke Garrett. And they're both from the USA. My fault. Runners may now bring the cubes.
Luke G, Luke G.
This is going to be very, very interesting.
You see the head-to-head here, both from the Midwest. They've had loads of rounds against each other, going in Luke Garrett's favor. You see the single, you see the average, 97 to 54. These guys see each other a lot. They see a lot of scrambles, and man, are they extremely qualified to be here.
Very similar in some ways, very different in others. Luke Greiser focusing solely on 3x3, getting coached by Timon Koloshinsky himself. Knows full ZB, he won't use it. He's focusing on his fundamentals for this, and he's gonna go for a look ahead in efficiency. Luke Garrett, on the other hand, one of your all-rounders, of course, one-handed world record average, good at nearly every event and absolutely breaking the schedule here at this competition.
Here we go.
Indeed, making Tim Reynolds run a couple of extra laps, sweat a little bit. As we get started now, Greiser to solve first. White-yellow solver. A bit locky to start things out on his F2L. Unfortunately, H-perm to finish. 6.47. It's not all over. One solve, he gets a throwaway. He's going to hope it's this one.
Yep, you do get one solve to throw away, and it has to be that one.
On this solve, nothing particularly special, a little bit lucky there. But again, kept going. Potential, you know, you can always get a PLL skip in those situations. You've got to keep going.
Yeah, another thing, he started the OLL with an R. It should start with an F, which means he's got to undo that and go into that, and that's going to take a little bit of extra time.
And of course, the mental hit as well. It's very, very small margins here at the World Championship. Luke Garrett now started his semifinal average with a 4, then kind of went off a little bit, 5.6, going in the wrong direction, then brought it back.
6.7.
5.85. Can he get a 4-second solve to open his account? This is sure looking like it on pace. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Just a fumble in the last layer, 10.36. A huge applaud from the crowd to cheer him up a little bit.
I am a little confused by what I just saw,
really
but
strong pace there, but
I mean,
like he had that same
it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
We'll wait to see the replay. Oh, yeah, it's the exact same one and just missed a turn towards the start of our algorithm.
That is a...
We have never seen a more strict competition than now. 6 to 7. They've had their worst solves yet, so the one that they could give away just happened, which means now they need to perform in the next 4 solves. They need to.
Go ahead, Felix.
You can do 1,000 G permutations correctly at home, but unfortunately, didn't get it this time.
Yeah, the one time it mattered most for Luke Garrett. Greiser warming his hands up just a little bit up against his neck. Very, very signature. Becoming more and more common among SpeedCubers also. Saw Timofey do the same thing. All right, time to roll up the sleeves, get to work, and lock in. White Cross is going to be the choice yet again. Luke, known for inspecting pretty far into F2L. Coming up with pretty decent solutions himself. A little bit of exec error. 5.67 for his efforts. Not too bad.
We can live with that.
It looked like quite an efficient solution, as you say, Manu.
We could definitely live with that.
Oh, beautiful sort of back insertion there, and a nice VLS to finish his F2L as well. So he skipped the OLL there by adding an extra move to his final pair. always nice to get some nice cases like that.
A little bit unfortunate, ends up in what I thought was a V-perm.
Looked like that.
Now Garrett, interestingly, taking a bandage out, or at least attempting to do so before his next solve. Not sure what that was all about.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we did see him kind of lick his finger a little bit there. Not entirely sure what that's about. Perhaps we can try and get more information on that shortly. White Cross is going to be the choice. Of course, Luke Garrett, a color neutral solver as well. But this one is a lot better than the last.
That was good.
Wow,
A 4.6. 4.6.
4.68 seconds. Amazing work from Garrett.
That was really nice, but he's pulling out the Band-Aid. He's pulling out the Band-Aid, which is interesting. I mean, Luke has probably done the most solves of anyone here at this competition. Over 4 days, his fingers will be absolutely shredded, but he's got to keep them strong for this final. So, yeah, that's interesting to see.
Helps him focus on something else other than the pressure in this moment.
Yeah, maybe a nice distraction, exactly. It's kind of what you need. You don't want to be thinking about your times, don't want to be thinking about the average.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about the 10.36. That's hanging over your head.
I mean, surely at this point, just have to move on from it, have to just call it a DNF. Greiser now hanging his head over the timer. F2L a little bit pause and then bursty turning as he finishes up here. 5.94, extremely solid.
Nice execution on that last layer. Through rough into A-perm, a 16-move last layer with AUF.
Yeah, the lefty A permutation. That was nice and very clean.
Not bad. Not bad.
Especially if it comes from that angle, needing to do the U and then regrip down, takes the time.
Again, looked like he went into the 8-move T algorithm there, started a couple of turns and went back to the 6-mover. So again, lost a couple of tenths.
Trying to pre-move.
Yeah.
OLL.
Again, sometimes your hands keep turning.
Yeah, perhaps just recognizing where a handful of the pieces were going to be on OLL, but not all of them. He looks like, has he taken the Band-Aid off now? Not entirely sure. Wiping his hands in any case is Luke Garrett. He'll be looking for something similar to 4.68 and nothing close to 10.36.
I think it's the left pinky finger.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see it right there.
There's a cut on there. I'm not sure what that's from.
Oh my goodness.
Not a finger or place on the hand that you really use for cubing, but
hopefully not affecting his turning too much. Doesn't seem like it after the first solve.
That's
5.83, the little lick. Kind of cheeky.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Luke. I don't know what happened. We'll have to get the story afterwards, but that's horrible timing to get a cut on your finger before the World Championships final.
Shades of Zayn Kanani at 2023 U.S. Nationals during 2x2 as well. Of course, I believe in that one, Zayn did end up clutching up, so perhaps Luke Garrett looking to channel some of that as well. An incredible shot there from our top-down camera where you can see that cut.
Close your eyes if you're...
He's really taking in that minute. All right.
Greiser has had a very solid average so far. Obviously, 6.47 is not going to cut it. He's well aware of that. 5.94 is his counting time so far. The top three right now have 5.43, 5.47, 5.50, extremely tight. So even if 5.67 counts, he's going to need to count another good one to get onto the podium. But this scramble might be it. Pretty fast, a little bit lucky. Going for a ZBLL in that situation, actually, and 5.73. He's looking pretty jazzed about it, but unfortunately, I don't think his best possible average is going to get him on. Actually, no, it certainly won't.
Performance, no matter what. He explicitly told us that he wouldn't use ZB in this competition. Ends up getting a case. That's one of the worst COLLs, and not too bad to recognize.
It looks like he went for the ZBF2L as well. So I'm not sure if his mindset here is just to absolutely go for it and risk everything. I think that might be the case because he'll know he needs, a little bit faster.
Garrett now, will he go for Blue Cross just as Maddie did on this one where we think that White Cross, well, we know that White Cross is a 3-move solution. Yes, Blue Cross is the pick. Oh, a little bit of an execution error as he gets to the last layer.
Not bad.
6.04 on his fourth.
Okay.
Luke knows, he's shaking his head after this one. He knows that 604 as a counting time is going to put him out of podium contention. Of course, he still has the opportunity to get a fairly nice average.
Yeah, it's such a shame that first solve that looked like, you know, it looked
Apologies
like
for the explosion, folks.
and he could have started.
We're at war.
So
We're at war.
see a solid finish from Luke, but I don't think today's going to be
Anyway.
his day. For Luke Garrett, that is.
Both Garrett and Greiser, amazing solvers. Very, very well known around the US of A. They've put in incredible efforts to make it to the world's final stage. Unfortunately, going to fall short in their hunt for the hardware.
Here we go.
But still incredible legacies from the both of them. In some ways, Worlds 2025 is a bit of a pinnacle, but of course, they're still very young in the grand scheme of things. Amazing solvers. I'm sure we will see more of them in the future. As we enter the final two solves of our pairing here, the Luke pairing, you can call it. Luke G versus Luke G, a great matchup. Yellow cross the choice. And looked like a bit of just some strange F2L. Not the greatest last layer. Looks okay to me.
It's all right.
6.70. Whatever that thing is, I don't think any of us are young enough to know what the 6.7 truly means. 6.05.
6.7.
Yeah. Some Zoomer thing, I think.
It's definitely Gen Alpha, because I qualify as a Gen Z in the room.
Yeah.
It's taken over this world
Here we go.
championship in some way, shape, or form. As Luke Garrett now for his fifth and final solve. Definitely will not be hitting that WPA.
Doing blue here the way that Maddie did. Unfortunately, getting a
Damn.
Well.
6.27, not the counting times he wanted to see. He's going to end up with a 6 average, it seems.
Both Lukes ending with the 6.05 average.
And you can hear the reaction from the audience as well.
605.
Luke Garrett a little bit ahead of
Both being at 605 is insane.
You couldn't have it any other way. The script is perfect, I tell you.
These guys are the same.
Oh, man. Luke G and Luke G 6.05 as Alyssa hops up onto the stage.
Interviewing both of them at the same time.
Congratulations to both of our finalists. You guys, what does it mean to do this together?
I mean, we were in the same situation last year. I mean, I don't know. We bring out the best in each other when we're at local comps. So when we're in championship situations, I think it elevates us even more. But the nerves are still very real. So yeah.
Yeah. If you could, I don't know if you guys saw, but my finger started bleeding at the start of my first solve, and then I noticed it when I was trying to start my first solve, and then like, I don't know, but that didn't answer your question.
That's all right. I was going to ask you about that next. So, Luke, talk to us about just like what goes into this moment, and I know there's so much preparation that goes into this moment, but yeah. There's so much preparation that goes into this moment. What has the last year looked like for you, and what does it feel like to finally be here?
The last year, it's been like lots of, just consistent practice, I guess. Working on nerve control, working to maintain what I found last year. I mean, it worked pretty okay. I think this average was sub 611. Yeah, sub 611. So best average in his championship final situation. I don't know. I just wanted to be here.
Well, you are a World Championship finalist. That is something to be proud of. Congratulations, and go enjoy the rest of your night.
Well done to both Luke G's. When people heard that I was going to be commentating the finals, they're like, are you cooking up the script? I told them I'd cook up something incredible. That was my contribution, everyone. Of course, all jokes there. 605, 605 as our top three remain unchanged. Jixian Cao, an incredible solver with a 5.43 average. Mari Hirorinaba just behind her, 5.47. Theodor Zeider of Poland, 5.50. An incredibly tight world's podium so far, but the remaining 4 solvers are going to be challenging this in a big way, and do not be surprised if you see a huge
Up next is the legendary Max Park versus Timon Tonchlinski going head-to-head in a best-of-5 series in the World Finals. Nothing is more precedented, more hyped up than this match right here.
It's great to have that sort of, you know, hometown rival or someone that keeps you motivated, keeps pushing you to improve. And so I think they're both grateful for one another.
This is it.
And they're each a big part of the reason why they made it both to the finals, I would say.
Yeah, it is also really unfortunate. Luke Garrett with the finger cut, needing to manage that. I mean, still getting a 4.68 with a cut on your finger is no small task. It's always very unfortunate, though. But given the circumstances, I think he put on absolutely fantastic.
This is exciting.
And once again, as I think I'm going to repeat for basically all the solvers here, they are going to find themselves in these situations.
We only have 2 matchups left, and we are starting with our veterans. In the 4th seed, he already won 6x6 and 7x7 this weekend, and is your 5-time 3x3 world record.
Max Park with a 3.13 single and an average of 4.86 is ready to go head-to-head in a best-of-5 series.
World champion from the United States of America, Max Park.
Okay. It's Max. Max is here, bro. Max thrives under the pressure. This is literally where he thrives.
He won this 5x5, the 5x5 title this weekend in world record time. Has podiums in 4x4, 6x6, and 7x7. Is your current European champion and was 3rd place at the last World Championship, representing Poland. Timon Kolosinski.
Timon with a 3.66 single and a 4.67 average, ready to go head-to-head against Max in a best-of-5 series. This is, oh my god. The pressure has never been more until now.
Bring the cubes.
Okay. Oh my god.
The amount of podiums between these two, as you see the head-to-head, 2 incredible solvers. We are in the USA after all. They are going to end up on the Cubing Mount Rushmore without a doubt. Max Park, Timon Kolosinski, the defending world champion Max Park, 3rd place at the World Championships in 2023. Timon Kolosinski, we are in for an incredible pairing.
Okay, here we go. Max, please. I'm rooting for Max so bad right now, guys. Oh my god. Alright, he's about to go up.
Color neutrality come out in full force. Max picking green cross here. Fumbling just a little
6
bit at the tail end of what looked like that F2L 607.
The door is literally wide open.
Bit of relatively slow TPS for Max coming out here. That's usually one of his strengths for 3x3. A little bit of a lockup there. E-Prim is always an unlucky case. It's something that's hard to recognize exactly which orientation you should solve it from. And so, tough solve.
And 16 moves, very long at that, even if it is all RUD. At least for some algorithms. Timon now, he is going to be picking green cross. And really fluid turning. Got to Zevio so quickly.
Ooh, 4.6.
4.61.
That was really nice.
Timon.
Easier ZBLO cases there, but the ZBLS is so impressive to see Timon. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Nice ZBLO case. No AUF at the end as well.
Okay, I need to learn that one.
Yeah.
That looked so good.
That one's a nice one to recognize and execute.
All right.
He didn't have AUF, so Timon there.
I believe in you, Max.
That's all practice, though.
Oh, he has shown up in a big way, announcing his arrival to this stage here in Seattle. Beautiful Seattle in the Washington state of the United States of America. Max taking an extra tick.
Yep, some of our competitors take a bit more time. Some of them, like Maddie, go super quickly into their solve. It's all personal.
Come on, Max.
Whatever works for you. Max starting with a 6-0, I think he's not going to be able to count that one and take the title. It'll be very hard if he does that. So he'll need to improve on the 6-0.
Well, White is sitting on the bottom right now. I think all competitors may have picked White in this scenario. There's some of that fast turning Felix was mentioning.
5.2, 5.2, 5.2.
Essentially non-stop turning there. A couple of nice cases to finish off last layer as well.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a
5.21.
In order to get orientation, just doing soon a perm, but still very, very fast.
The hallmark of Max Park solving is the turning accuracy. He's locking up way less than some of our other competitors. He has incredible turning accuracy, and that was on full display in that solve.
It's so important to turn accurately, and Max just putting it on full view here. Timon looks like he's going to pick white cross.
Oh my god, why is this camera shaking like that?
Can he repeat from 461? Come on, he says.
4.89.
Awesome solving from Timon. He
Oh my god.
sub 5 average. That would take first place right now.
Let's take a look at this one.
Timon Olszynski.
Oh, gets another lovely LZBLL.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Easy to recognize, easy to execute.
Oh my god. It's intense.
That one I don't need to learn. That one even I know.
This is intense. This is intense right here.
But again, to do it in this moment under these circumstances, and execute cleanly.
The pace
what it
is
takes.
so good for him right now.
Okay.
Max, after hearing that crowd reaction, will be interesting to see how he responds. Green is his cross of choice. Great looking solution so far. Last layer 5.90.
Okay.
Pretty solid. Unfortunately, it does seem like he is going to be outside of what you need to count. He's going to have a tough road ahead of him if he wants to get back onto the podium.
He does have better execution here than the first solve that he had. The same OLL, this time able to perform it.
Okay.
It's a very, very consistent solver, but some of our other.
I mean, if Timon gets like 2 6s, it could be.
Turning speed, efficiency.
Here we go.
Timon has worn this hat and these shorts all of World Championships, perhaps channeling some kind of energy here. What can he show?
5.3.
5:31. Very solid counting time. That's a better counting time than any of the averages put up so far.
It's a decent ZBLL as well. It's actually a modification of the
Timon
GC
is
perm that
insane right now.
have been having so much trouble with. He's able to execute it well and put down a 531.
I almost thought he landed himself another 8-move ZBLL there, but it was a slightly different case. But yeah, very strong. Timon in the Australian Open hat visited, I think at the start of 2024, went to the Australian Open, I think,
All right.
5 or 6 days in a row.
Max is so
He was
nervous.
loving
He
it,
is.
And that hat's doing him wonders this weekend.
Channeling Sir Djokovic, Nadal, some of the greats. Imagining himself in that position with the crown. One of the only achievements left.
Got this,
perhaps,
Max.
in his illustrious SpeedCubing career. World champion in 4x4, 5x5, 6x6. The main event 3x3 eludes him just.
And one thing that we haven't talked about so far, once we finish these 2 solvers, we will know one person on the podium guaranteed, regardless of what happens on the last 2.
Will it be Max? Will it be Timon? Max on blue cross. Will he be the
6?
6.50? I don't think so. Even if he counts that 5.21, can he get ahead? No, best possible average. Max Park, the 2023 world champion, will be off the podium.
Oh my god.
We will, for certain, have a new world champion.
Indeed. Indeed. Will Timon make his return? 3rd place last year. He felt he could do a little bit better. Max instantly went for blue. Timon now considering the white cross angle, and that's what he's going to go for. Needs some great execution. Got to ZBL so quickly. Get in for Timon.
4.7.
4.74. Fantastic solving from him.
Timon is guaranteed a sub-5 average.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that 4th scramble doing nicely there for Timon. A slightly trickier Pi ZBLL, but again, nice distribution, getting it on the easiest scramble of the finals.
No way. There's no way that Max. Max is out of the podium. That's insane.
Next to us, his mouth is wide open. Just incredible stuff. Timon Kolosinski will overtake Jixian Cao and will knock off Theodor Zeider from the current podium. Oh my goodness. And he will make a return to the podium as well, reclaiming it from 2023. Max Park on his last solve now. Nice OLL into POL.
5.8.
5.81 for him.
And a big round of applause there for Max as he finishes his last solve of the competition. He's had a great competition, winning 2 titles, both in 6x6 and 7x7, but it wasn't to be for 3x3 today for Max.
Wow.
Still a fairly good performance from him. 592 average. Majority of our finalists getting a sub.
World record?
Oh my goodness, a sub 6 average.
World record? I can't wait for Yihang, bro. Oh my god.
The SpeedCubing on display here is through the roof. Timon with his best average in this competition, maybe aside from 5x5 world record. Sub 5 average, amazing stuff. Can he improve it? 4.75 would put him in ridiculous contention to win the entire thing. Just incredible stuff. Silence goes over the crowd. He goes into ZBLL, 5.80. Maybe not the best. He's wondering which position he's in. There's that cheer!
No matter what, Timon Koleshinsky will have a spot on the podium. A 498 average is a total of 0.4 faster than his previous world championship.
Not bad, Timon.
And you can see him pop off.
Gotta clap for that.
Moment. Yeah, he is so excited. 3rd place in 2023. Will it be 2nd? Will it be 1st? Or will it be 3rd again this time? We'll find out.
Just off the camera, Max and Timon hugging. You saw in the graphic earlier, they've gone head-to-head so many times.
Congratulations
Very familiar
to
with
both
each other.
of our finalists.
So listen now with Timon and Max.
I gotta see Yihang get it done.
Good job, Max. Congratulations to Max Park.
Congrats to Max.
Well-deserved applause from the audience as well.
Timon Koleshinsky, you have just put down the first sub 5 average in a world championship final ever. 498. You're in the first position. You will be guaranteed a podium. You will match your performance in the last world championship at least. How are you feeling?
Well, I guess statistically maybe this is expected, but after switching methods last year, I did not expect this whatsoever.
Wow.
I'm just shocked. I don't understand how this is happening.
I don't either. I feel like I'm talking to you all the time. What has the past year looked like for you as you prepared for this world championship?
Well, after I came back from China, and even right after the competition in China ended, it was just instantly starting to learn all the ZB algorithms. And then once I learned them, I spent like an unbelievable amount of hours just practicing those algorithms so I wouldn't forget them, then trying to perfect them, and then trying to do those in solves has just been so difficult to make that switch. And I'm just hoping in the long term it's worth it. I did not think it would be worth it or even close to being the same like this year, but here we are.
Here we are.
Wow.
Any shout outs, thank yous, anything you want to do?
It's too much. I don't know.
You're overwhelmed. Timon Koleshinsky, congratulations. You are on the World Championship podium.
Excellent work. Excellent work from Timon.
Oh, just fantastic stuff. For the very first time in SpeedCubing's history, a sub 5 average in 3x3 finals, guys. Just amazing stuff. What do you think contributed to Timon's success at this World Championship?
I mean, Timon, like he said, he's been learning ZB, he's been practicing ZB, he's been trying to implement it, doing it in solves at the speed that he wants. And he got so many of them here and was able to do them almost perfectly. So, good practice, good execution.
He had no nerves.
Sort of be expected.
He had like 0 nerves. He was fresh. He was cool. Cool-headed. He was ready for it.
In this format, it's this high variance in these finals, and so to see him actually do it, I mean, we've seen it a million times, but to just keep on doing it is absolutely incredible. So, absolutely fantastic performance there from Timon. That average has a shot at winning. It would have won round 1. You know, let's see what happens.
Exactly, an uphill battle perhaps for our final 2 competitors. There you see it, 4.98. that could win the World Championship, the fastest average we have ever seen. Timon has an incredible ability when he comes to the U.S. at these major championships to pull out sub-5 averages, doing so at North American All-Stars, and of course, to win.
Wait, this is gonna be intense. This is gonna be intense.
Is him holding the trophy of NAC, a huge moment for him. He should be extremely proud. He is extremely proud. An amazing
Yo, Yang Hang, bro. He came to play the game. If Timon played the game, Yi Hang is here to win the game. That's how intense it's about to be.
I don't think there's ever been a better solver in competition, in a competition setting, than Timon Koloshinsky.
That's coming from the greatest solver of all time, everyone, so you know he's serious when he says it. Oh, wow. And just like that, 10 solves are between us and the end of an amazing World Championship, the 2025 edition, the 12th edition, 12 years since it was last held in the United States of America. Before we go to our last two solvers, thoughts from you guys on this rendition?
Yi Hang has to win it. Yi Hang is, he's ready. He's more epic than ever before. He has what it takes. It's gonna take a lot. It's really gonna take a lot. We're looking at least 4-second solves here. Oh my God! Here we go.
He is second world ranked in 3x3 average and is your current 3x3 single world record holder at a time of 3.05 seconds.
Xuanyi Yang.
Representing China, Xuanyi Gang.
Oh, I said that so wrong. I'm so sorry. Nerves of steel. Look at him. He's ready to go.
And your top seed, he has set 10 3x3 world records. He has a ridiculous 73 of the top 100 3x3 averages ever. He is your current Asian champion and placed second at the 2023 World Championships. Yi Hang Wang.
It's Yi Hang Wang. Oh my God. Yi Hang is ready, bro.
Runners, bring the cubes.
And then there were two, Xuanyi Gang, Yi Hang Wang, separated by 1/100th of a second on single. Of course, Yi Hang holding the world record average, the only person in the world to have sub-4 Olympic average of 5. These two have tussled many times, but never at the world stage. It's a return for Yi Hang, for Xuanyi, his first world championship.
Here we go.
Very talented solver and very masterful with ZBLL. As he demonstrates here, opening his account with a
4.9.
That didn't even look like anything special. The timer stopped, 494. Oh my goodness.
What's crazy? The door is wide open. Even at 494, the door is literally wide open right now.
Last pair, but otherwise a very smooth and efficient solution from Xuanyi. It's just what we see from him.
Yi Hang Wang ending up in second place at World Championship 2023, losing by a very narrow 0.1 on average. He's looking for redemption.
Yeah, he's ready to do it.
Perhaps the greatest 3x3 solver of all time. Extremely fluid, extremely fast.
Oh.
5:45 for him to open things up. 20
5.
advantage, but it's not over yet.
5:45.
8 solves remain.
Looked like there were multiple rotations that he had going from green over to orange and then back.
Oh, no.
And Solo goes, and then PLL goes after that, though. Fantastic execution.
Transitions are just non-existent for this guy. Incredibly fluid stuff.
Yeah, Yi Hang needs to lock in.
20 now inspecting his second. I just have to point out the SpongeBob hand warmers, just amazing. Oh, a little bit locky there at the beginning.
Whoa.
430. What is that chug?
4.3?
We call it the aura singularity for a reason, I guess. An incredible solve. He will be counting a sub-5.
Wow. Finishes with the J perm and says the ZBLL there. That's a nice case to get.
That's a great ZBLL.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Timon with some nice cases. Xuanyi getting some nice treatment as well.
Oh, and hitting the shrug.
Wow.
grabbing those SpongeBob hand warmers.
Yihang looks super nervous right now.
They're really working for him. Yihang, the favorite coming.
Oh no, 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 no.
Has his back against the wall.
He needs to get like a 4. He needs to get under 4.
This is the moment. Xuany's won the last 3 finals head-to-head against Yihang, I believe. So does have a little bit of a mental edge over him, potentially.
This would be huge. Second solve upcoming for Yihang Wang.
Oh my god.
Goodness!
3.8.
3.80! Unbelievable execution here. Look at this. Not a single. Oh, there's a flaw in a solve that's 3.8 seconds long.
Oh my goodness, that is the solve of all solves. It might not be the world record, but he knows he's gotten it when it mattered most. Fantastic stuff. Oh man, Xuanyi to attempt to follow that up. Of course, he's a
Can he get it?
capability as well. This is looking extremely good.
4.2, 4.2.
He's counting 430 now.
Whoa. That's insane. And just the stare into the crowd.
Stare down at the camera. Look at this solution.
Nah, Yihang needs
my
like
goodness, he does a pair before he finishes his last cross edge.
Literally, as long as Yihang gets slower, as long as Yihang gets faster than any of his times moving forward, he wins.
Wow.
Dude, I don't care if Yihang has 73 of the top 100 averages. If you get cases like that while you orient edges, just insanity.
Oh, it's Titans at the top.
Oh, man.
He does have that 3.8, which he's very capable of another one, and that'll get him a counting 3, and that'll put him in a great spot if he can do it. So that 3.8 is very, very
The pressure is on right here. This is the most important solving Yihang's entire solve right here. He needs under 4. It needs to be under 4.2.
White, yellow only. Here we go. A huge third solve here. Yihang, great turning. Absolutely.
Oh.
They're neck and neck.
They are counting solves just 1/100th of a second apart.
4.3.
Yihang Wang, Xuanyi Geng, absolutely incredible.
4.3.
Oh man, I can't imagine what I'm thinking if I were Timon Kolosinski. I don't think he has a chance.
And he has an end perm?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
A little bit unlucky there for Yihang.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Scramble 4.
He needs to. If he gets
Just let this play out. Xuanyi.
3.9.
Solve of his own.
3.9. I think he won.
Steal 3.95. Xuanyi
That's it, right?
Geng's in the driver's seat to win this world championship. He's guaranteed to get a sub 4.5 average. What is the world we live in?
Unbelievable. And he's on PR pace as well, by the way. Remember, he's got a PR average of 432. And to break PR in worlds.
There's no way. There's no way.
Incredible. Incredible. Let's see what Yihang can do on this 4th solve, though.
What a set of scrambles we are seeing.
Yihang needs to win.
An amazing.
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way.
Fireworks from Yihang, Xuanyi. Oh, the best.
Oh my
like I
God.
say, the best always shine when the pressure is highest.
Oh my god. He needs to get under 4 seconds.
You guys are proving me right.
If he gets another 3, I think Yihang's got this in the bag if he can get another 3. Like a 380, a 370.
Now, Yihang does have 5.45. If he were to count that.
Yihang, before the solve, calling about flash in the audience.
The flash photography, of course, very distracting for solvers.
Correctly calling it beforehand. There should be no issues here. He'll be able to take an extra second to compose himself and focus on this incredible scramble.
Oh my god.
This is number 4.
Oh my god.
Might matter
This is the good solve.
the one that might win the world championship for Hyung Wang.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I need to see WPA, BPA populate here. 402, 5457. It's not
It's neck and neck. It's neck and neck, bro.
one of these two is going to win the world
It
championship.
really, for the first time ever, it comes down to the last solve. Whoever gets a faster solve wins.
That Young is getting, he's getting E-perms, he's getting N-perms.
Can you believe
Oh my god.
3 sub-4s?
This is insane, bro. Oh my god.
Chun Yi-gung, solve 5.
No way.
What can he put on here? Another Soon Z.
The door is wide open. The door is wide open for Yi Hang right now.
Possible average 4.49. It is possible.
The door is wide open right now, guys. There has never been a more open door than right now. And Yi Hang needs to do it now.
All he needs for the World Championship is a 5.23.
Yi Heng finds himself in the exact same situation as he faced himself in 2 years ago.
The pressure, even though it's open, the pressure right now. Yi Hang's telling everyone to be quiet.
The one to close out this World Championships. You can hear him calling out the flash. Once again, of course, they'll be dealt with.
This would be incredible redemption for
Okay.
Yi Heng.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yi Hang needs to get under 5 seconds. This is not.
Absolutely not.
5.23 to win the World Championship. Put a cap on an amazing
Yi Hang, please.
just 11
Listen, the
years
door is wide open, but it can also be shut down really quickly, depending on what happens right now. This is the solve. This is the solve right here. Oh my god.
Take it away.
He won! He did it! Yi Hang won Worlds!
Absolute pop-off, 4.43. He's done it with an incredible average, 4.23. The podium is all sub-5. World 2025 comes to an epic conclusion. Yi Hang gets
That's
redemption
insane.
and tastes gold at the
Oh
World
my god.
Championship.
2 years ago, did not make it on the last solve and loses to Max Park by 0.01.
Wow,
This time,
wow,
Yu
wow.
takes it in fashion, winning by more than a quarter of a second.
Just amazing stuff from Yi Hang Wang. Trading threes with Chun Yi-gung. Here's Alyssa.
This is your world champion, Yi Hang Wang.
Oh my god. That was insane, folks.
Yi Hang, congratulations. How do you feel?
一恒，首先非常的恭喜你，你现在感觉如何？
我感觉非常好，感觉
I told you all, the door was wide open, and what did Yi Hang do? He locked in. He locked in like he said he would.
Did you have any of your solves that stood out to you or any of the
I cannot
scrambles
believe
were
that
really
was the most intense world I've ever seen. That was crazy.
或者哪些打乱你觉得很让你记忆犹深吗？
我认为第一把非常特殊，因为我第一把就做的
Oh my
没有
god.
那么好，但是
Oh
我
my
最后
god.
这把稳住了。
I think the
You will
first
never
solve
see-
was very special because I didn't do too well on the first solve, but luckily I was able to hold in for the next 4
Well,
solves.
that is our World 2025 champion, Yi Hang Wang.
I know you've been
Came in
thinking
first
about
place.
this for the last 2 years since the last World Championship. So what has the last 2 years looked like for you, and how does it feel to finally be here?
我们知道，自从上一次的
Team on versus Yi Hang? Not even close. It's not even close.
你都在想什么？然后现在
Ooh.
这个时刻对于你
I feel bad that Max Part lost, but overall my thoughts on the Worlds. So my overall thoughts on this year's Worlds, it was jam-packed with a lot of suspense, especially this last solve. I don't think you guys, maybe it's the light, maybe it's the pressure. I'm literally sweating right now. I am completely starstruck. That's the word. I'm just completely shocked at what we just witnessed. It was an incredible set. And, I mean, who better than Yi Hang Wang to win the World Championships? That is our World 2025 first place winner right there. So, yeah, congrats to him. Very well deserved. I'm excited to see him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm excited to see him
getting
next year.
ready for our closing ceremony, our awards. So hang tight with us. We're getting our awards up. and getting settled. We'll
Well,
get
guys,
started in a few minutes.
I'm gonna end
Thank
off right
you.
there because I gotta edit this video and get it out to the people. But if you guys enjoyed my live stream covering the world events, if you guys want me to, continue to do live streams of me reacting to Worlds or Monkey League Season 6, Nationals, things like that, let me know in the comments below. I'm more than happy to do reactions like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, be sure to go ahead and give the video a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications. And I'll see y'all in the next one. It's a Cuber out. Peace out, guys.